What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video. We got nobody in here yet, so I'm going to wait until everybody joins us before we get started. As promised, going live again because you all requested it last night. So here we are. Got a few peeps up in here already. Hello, everyone. Let me see. Got to share this on Twitter. I'm live talking about crazy SJWs. All right, here we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Hello. How are you? Yeah, there's an article I want to talk about, but I'm going to give everybody time. Live video. I hear you on that. Start clapping. Live video. How is my connection? Is my connection good? You know, I had a terrible connection last night. Swig of water for the working man. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. Simple request from a simple man. Share this on Twitter. Share this on Facebook. And we will have a discussion about this. But this is what we continue to get into every day. I keep talking about this. I keep telling you that when you give these people anything, they will take everything. Now we have this person writing an article based on the female Thor saying we need to end all male superheroes. All of them. They just want to end all male superheroes now. It's unbelievable. Jeremy, did you see the Andy Signor video about the Campia? Yes, I did. I did see the Andy video about Campia, and it was awesome. It was great. I have reached out to Andy, so hopefully I'll hear back from him. I would love to bring Andy here on the channel so we can talk about it. And I love the video that Andy made, though. I really do. No Batman, no. Yeah, they want to get rid of Batman. They want to get rid of everybody. You know what I mean? Like they just want everybody gone. It's unreal. But that's the world we live in. And we have to continue to expose them and call them out. Let me share this again. Let me boom. All right, there we go. All right, hello everyone. I'm going to give everybody time to jump in here some more, see if the notifications are working. Smash the melee button. We got about 140 people watching right now. So, yeah, man. These people are crazy, and they prove it every single day. And nice setup in the background. Thank you. You guys like the background setup? I got Ahsoka back. I know you guys were like, where's Ahsoka? I was traveling, and I took Ahsoka with me because I take Ahsoka everywhere I go. I'm guessing Andy is a bit more red-pilled these days. I don't know, man. We'll see. We will see. It seems like he's definitely dipping his toes into that, but we'll see. We'll give it a little more time to see what direction he goes in. I have a feeling Andy won't come on Geeks and Gamers because of the criticisms he's been facing. I don't know, though. He might. I know he's been getting the whole... he's an alt-right troll now. He's a racist, misogynist. He's been getting that because he's been talking to me. And others, obviously. Jeremy from the Quartering made a video on it, and he's facing a lot of criticism. So we will see what Andy ultimately decides to do. But my intent is to bring him onto this channel to give him an opportunity to speak his mind and give his side of the story. And we'll go from there. But anyway, he has an open invitation. I would bring him on right now if Andy was watching. I would send him a link right now if he was watching, and we could knock this out. But time will tell. All right, once we hit 250 people watching, we'll talk about the topic at hand. And they are insane. Grave Keepers, Vin82, they are insane. There's no doubt about it. I can't even process how bad they are. Gay Jeremy says, waiting to be properly represented on this channel. Oh my goodness. The future can't be female when most of the upcoming MCU movies in Phase 4 are male-led, right, Jeremy? Oh, they'll make it that way. What's up, Orville Nation? How are you? The Price is Right review. I told Nerdrotic this after Endgame. I was done with the MCU, so nothing really surprises me at this point. Those SJWs on Facebook for the Star Trek Picard are hilarious, and I feel like the troll. It's fun. I still haven't watched that Picard video or that Picard trailer because I just don't have any interest in Picard at all. I don't have any interest in it. So, let's see. They won't stop. Yeah, that's true, James. God, these people are absolutely crazy. Geeks and Gamers, thank you for your service. Thank you. I appreciate that. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. Let's get over 100 melees up in here. Hey, Jeremy, have you seen the new Zombieland trailer? You know, I'll be honest with you. I watched the first like 30 seconds I was going to try to do a reaction and I just turned it off. I turned it off. I just couldn't do it. I was that bored with it, you know? All right, Corey Lowe says, wow, another live stream. Hell has frozen over. Swift Raptor says, hello, Jeremy from the UK. Greetings for the Fandom Menace. Thank you. Or greetings to the Fandom Menace. Thank you. Mary Mayhem. What's up, Mary? Sub to Proper Jeremy. Love you, Jeremy. You're a beast. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Good to see you. Nostalgia Network. No black male superheroes. That's racist. All right, so let's talk about this article really quick. Look at this nonsense, okay? And actually, I guess this woman is trying to target white male superheroes from what the headline says. All right, look at this right here. Now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every pale male and stale superhero character we can. Stealing a few spots from original characters at the front of the box office race is not only positive, but absolutely necessary if underrepresented actors are going to have a fighting chance. This is insanity right here. This is true insanity on every single level. I am blown away at this person and their stupidity. Their entire premise is because we have a female Thor, now we need to get rid of all pale male and stale superheroes we can. So her whole entire premise is get rid of all white male characters now. And this is the point I'm trying to say. Anytime you give them the quote unquote representation that they're looking for, they will try and take everything. This is what Marvel Phase 4 has started right here. This is it. Again, now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every male or pale male and stale superhero we can. Stealing a few spots from the original characters at the front of the box office race is not only positive, but absolutely necessary if underrepresented actors have a fighting chance. Now, you go down to the bottom of this article and look how they end it. Look how they end it right here. Where is it at? We're stepping out of the shadows, and if we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better. How does that sound inclusive? Does that sound inclusive to anybody? Does that sound respectful? No, this sounds like, look at that. Read that right there again. We're stepping out of the shadows. And if we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better. That is the feminist ideology that Marvel and the woke Phase 4 are pandering to right there. That is it. That is what Marvel is pandering to. If we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better. I guarantee you that Marvel is loving this article. Now, I saw this article on Twitter, and it got ratioed like hell, man. And again, they will claim that the ratio is based on sexism and racism. Because anytime you actually talk about logic and facts and truth, you are accused of being a racist and a sexist, because that's exactly how it goes. But I mean, this right here is proof. This is exactly what I say every single day. This is what I talk about every day. And she's putting it in words right there, that they want to step on every male predecessor along the way. You know what I mean? Like, this is all about and you mentioned Young Rippa, and you're right. I mean, Young Rippa is always, talking about tokenism. You know what I mean? And how they and I talk about this too, is where They don't care about women and non-straight white dudes. They don't. They only care about the narrative they can build around you as a non-straight white dude. That's all they care about. And the moment that you give them any power over your identity, they will use you and strip you of your identity. Your identity is meant for you to develop it, for you to speak out on issues, for you to give your opinion, not for you to be used for somebody else's agenda. And that's what people have to come to grips with. Again, this is insanity. So if you're just joining us, boom, boom, boom. This is it right here. Look at there. Now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every pale, male, and stale superhero character we can. How the hell? That's insane. That's insane. And then it ends it like this. We're stepping out of the shadows. And if we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better. How the hell is that? I mean, they make our case for us. And I see Mahler's in the chat. What's up, Mahler? Hey, can everybody say female Thor in the chat? Mahler just did it. Female Thor. Let's do a female Thor. Female Thor. I think I'm going to start every video out with a female Thor. So every video from now on, I'm going to go female Thor. Female Thor. Because they don't want us to say female Thor. Taika Waititi does not want us to say female Thor. Mighty Thor is her name, you know. Let me hit these super chats real quick. David Welsh, and notice she is a blonde white woman. This is what Brie Larson always represented. What we need is less of people like her. They are the real racist and sexist. Yes, yes, yes. That is exactly right. I see you, Mahler. That is exactly right. It's a blonde white woman. It's always like far left white people that are trying to claim racism everywhere. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Mary Mayhem says they give all women a bad name. Get them, Jeremy. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. And you definitely don't, Mary. You're awesome. So stay awesome. Orville Nation sounds like misandry. Who's being sexist now? Yes, these people are the true sexist, and you all know this. I mean, I'm not breaking any news to you. You all know that these people are the true sexist. The Dr. 14 Blu-rays, my father hates YouTube. He forces me to watch BBC One when he comes up to my flat. I don't understand the Dr. 14 Blu-rays. I really don't. Like last night, you said that we're insignificant because your dad's never heard of me or some crap like that. I don't know what. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. Teresa Martin, as a woman, I happen to like male superheroes for reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. Teresa Martin, not at all. Albedo. Bring the long man Mahler on. I mean, if Mahler wants to come on, he's welcome to. I don't want to put him on the spot because every time he joins the comment section, he's going to get requested. If he wants to come on, you can shoot me a message and I will send you a link. You know, I don't have any problem bringing you on, Mahler. You know what? I don't have my headphones though. I have these. I could probably use those. Where the hell are my headphones? Oh, well, anyway, I do have another pair of headphones. These are my Bluetooth headphones that go to my phone because everybody's always asking, why do you wear these headphones, Jeremy? These are my Bluetooth headphones. So when people call me, I talk. It's that simple. Is it lagging? All right, Mahler, I got you. Let me get a link here. This new layout on Twitter is a mess. I don't like it at all. I don't like this. I don't like how this new layout on Twitter is. There we go. I really don't want to use these. I may have to run inside and go get my other headphones if Mahler joins. No lag. All right. Yeah, once Mahler jumps in here, I think I'll just give him the floor for a second, and then I'll go get my headphones. I wasn't prepared to bring a guest on.
Hello.
What's up, man? I don't know if there's going to be any. I don't have my headphones. So can I give you the floor for 2 seconds and let me run inside and go get my headphones?
Yeah, man, no problem.
Have you ever been live on the internet, Mahler? Is this the first time?
No. This will be an amazing experience.
All right, give me just a minute and I'll be right back, buddy.
No problem. I see we're celebrating
bring that
Thor.
bring that comparison up about female Thor and Captain Marvel. I think that'll get everybody happy.
We got like nothing to work with. Natalie Portman's character in Thor 1 and 2 is worthless, so she's going to come back in arbitrarily. Does she get cancer in the comics? That's what I've been hearing, that she gets cancer and then becoming Thor makes it so she gets uncancered or something. I don't see, right? How are you going to have an origin movie for her to become Thor when we barely even understand her in the first place? Like, who she even is as a character? Why is she going to be worthy? Do you guys like that Captain America took like 11 movies to be worthy, and for her it's going to be like, oh, she like fell out of bed one morning. She's like, oh, you can pick up the. She'll probably be like Mjolnir. It's going to be terrible. Thora. I don't see why they're confused. The people are calling it a female Thor when, like, isn't that just so natural? Because it should be like, oh yeah, she's the female Thor. She's scientist girl, not a god. How is she worthy? I don't know. It's quite unbelievable, and I don't know what the hell's going on. Apparently, Chris Hemsworth is in that movie, though, is he? Because I mean, you know, I'd see it just because he's in it, at least. But he was in the Ghostbusters 2016 movie, so it's not like, you know, she's worthy because she's female. This is the thing. You can't have a movie of her becoming worthy. I was going to say, like, at the same time as us actually figuring out even who she is, but I guess you could argue that's what we did with Thor. But we've already got these other movies that she was in, and I don't...
All right, I'm back.
Hello.
I can't find my headphones, but I think this will work without my headphones.
You can hear me, I assume.
Yeah. As long as chat is telling me, as long as there's no echoing when Mahler talks, it should be fine. So if not, I'll put on my my big Turtle Beach headphones for gaming. So trying to look kind of sexy for Mahler, though. I mean, it's a big occasion when he's here.
I can't see you. I can only see a little icon.
Hang on. There we go.
But yeah, that female Thor out of nowhere. Is it literally just because they were like, we need someone? Who else could it be? Natalie Portman was in the movies. I guess that'll work. It
feels so forced because her character, even from MCU standards, which, you know, I'm hit or miss on MCU, but she was Natalie Portman is a great actress and a very well-known actress, but her character, Jane Foster, completely forgettable.
I don't remember what even is her character.
Yeah. And completely forgettable. I would have felt a little better about it if maybe the character had some development and they showed some signs that they wanted to go in this direction. They didn't. This feels completely forced for the sake of agendas.
I mean, the fact that she's not even in the one that everyone likes, you know, Ragnarok.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did enjoy the first Thor. Any actress could have played that role in the first Thor. Was she in the second one? Because I hate Thor.
She was pivotal to the second one.
I don't even I hate that movie so much. It's my least favorite MCU movie. I don't remember.
If you remember, she gets infected by red goo, and then the red goo is the reality stone at the end. But no, man, nobody remembers Thor 2. It's one of the hardest to remember films in the history of the MCU.
Oh,
I've seen it, like, I'm not even kidding. I think I've seen it like 5 times, but I never remember. I'm all like, whenever we're trying to like rank the movies or whatever, I'm like, oh fuck, what's the plot of Thor 2? It's like the elves are attacking Asgard and there's red goo, and I was like, that's all I remember.
I think it's probably widely considered, at least if not the worst MCU movie, among the worst by everybody. Now, Captain Marvel, I haven't seen, so I know people are like, is Captain Marvel worse? I haven't seen it. Where do you put Captain Marvel? Because I mean, I know you ranked it a meh.
Oh,
or did it get worse as you dissected it more?
My rationale for that was that I get angry when there's like a huge loss of potential, and then I praise when I'm like they did well with the potential they had, and then meh is like I think I say at one point in the video, I don't know that there's some dialogue I could fix or a scene I could fix. Like the whole movie sucks, and it was never gonna be that great to begin with. It was a retcon hero that's a god. Because if we ignore for a second Captain Marvel just sucks, and the character sucks, the actor sucks, all of it. If it was actually great, it was like some character that was really entertaining and had a really good origin story that fit in with the MCU, it would still be kind of a Deus Ex Machina. It's like, where the hell did this come from? It's like, oh, just when we need it, we have this godlike character that comes in and fights Thanos, and she's pivotal in Endgame. They can't win without her. So, writing standpoint's not too great to begin with, but yeah, it was terrible. So I essentially rank it as the worst of the MCU.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
I was going to say, my video, it's 2 hours. If ever you wanted to not watch the film, but also find out why it's terrible, that'll do it.
Jesse Milestone from Miles Entertainment, I was hanging out with her in California this past week, and we were talking about that. And I said, I'm never going to watch the movie. She goes, well, you should watch Mahler's review because it's far better than the movie, and it'll give you the understanding you need, and it's far more entertaining.
It's about the same length. So.
All right, I got a couple of super chats. Let me see. Avataz says female Thors weld a broom and a frying pan. LOL. Oh, that's very, very offensive. I don't think we can allow that here on the Geeks and Gamers channel. I'm kidding, obviously. Corey Timmons, George Soros funds the SJWs. Look into it. I'm all aware of George Soros and all that craziness. Gay Jeremy, SJWs have risen from the ashes of the, I'm not going to say that word, party, because YouTube doesn't like when you say that word. The Dr. 14 Blu-rays. Jeremy, you should quit YouTube and be forced like me to watch woke BBC. I will pass.
And stuff.
I will pass on that, but I do appreciate the invite. Force Ghost Jeremy, glad to see you back live and when I'm awake in the UK. If you get time, please check out my parody music video. I think you'll like it. I will definitely check it out. I did share it, I believe, on Twitter, buddy. And yeah, I appreciate everybody. Look, I haven't been going live a lot. I've been busy. I went live yesterday, and we had a really good audience and a really good turnout, and there was a lot of good enthusiasm. So I'm going to try to go live more often when I can. I appreciate the feedback. Jedi Master 677, have you seen Comic Drake's video on female Thor? Really intriguing look at the opinion of someone in favor of the female Thor comic. Maybe it will be good. It may be. I want to hear Young Ripa's take on it because Young Ripa is really versed in the comics, and I'd really like to hear his take on this. I haven't seen any of his videos. I'm sure he has many of them. But anyway, let's see. Dr. Coffin Jeremy, why did you break Jeff and E's hearts? Well, it definitely wasn't intentional. But like I said last night on my video, a good leader has to make tough decisions. And that's what I do. I know where I want to take Geeks and Gamers, and I know the commitments that it's going to take from me. And it was out of respect for the High Council that I had to step away because I cannot commit to that show on a weekly basis. I'm not really good at schedules anyway. I don't really operate on a schedule. I did that for a long time in the retail business. But with Sports Wars, I am going to have to start scheduling things because that's just what sports is going to require. So yeah, that's it. But they'll be fine. I mean, hell, they had Mahler on the week that I stepped down, and they had a fantastic episode. So I don't think it's going to be any issue whatsoever. All right, so Mahler, let's have a quick discussion on something you invited me on while I was traveling to EFAP to talk about Spider-Man.
Traveling to EFAP.
Was traveling to California, whatever. I'm confused. I'm trying to read the chat and the super chats. But while I was traveling, you invited me on to EFAP, and I couldn't make it. You had Jeff and Nerddrotic on. I didn't get a chance to listen to the show, but it was basically an opportunity to debate Homecoming. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like, because as much as, let's say you guys and us, we all agree on how terrible TLJ is, with Homecoming, we're coming from a perspective, we've never read a comic, pretty much, between us. So we're just like, oh, Spider-Man. My experience with him is mainly through the Raimi films, and then video games, and then the Amazing Spider-Man films. And so I was like, oh, yeah, Homecoming was neat. And then I was like, oh, God, people hate it. So it was a good little opportunity to find out exactly why. And we definitely found out why. And I think we got to, sort of share both perspectives. And it's funny because the following two EFAPs are still about Spider-Man because our fan base is split in the middle. Like, everybody's upset because it's like, it is a bad film. It's like, it is a good film. It's like, yeah, we had Shadowversity come on to talk about it as well. It's a lot of content specifically about Spider-Man, so I think from now on we're going to be like, okay, Spider-Man's not allowed to be talked about for a while because we've had too much Spider-Man. But yeah, it's good shit.
I liked Homecoming when I initially saw it. Because I really do like Tom Holland as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker. But as soon as I did my initial review in the theater right after watching Homecoming, and I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. And I mentioned that it felt like safe was the wrong word that I wanted to use, but it definitely felt kind of bland and it didn't want to take risks. But I didn't want to call it safe at that point in time. And then as I moved further away from it, I really started having a lot of problems with it in terms of, not necessarily because you do approach watching films differently than I do in terms of, writing, the narrative structure. You kind of get down to the meat and potatoes of things. I just kind of go based off, more of a feeling aspect. Not to say I can't step back and judge film objectively, because I do believe you can judge film objectively. That's why I always say I believe Lord of the Rings is the objectively the best movies ever made. They're nowhere near my favorites. Nowhere near my favorites. But with Homecoming, and again, I've only seen it the one time, and that's it. And I never had interest to go back and watch it. But the world that Spider-Man inhabits for me is the big problem, because it doesn't do justice to Spider-Man, in my opinion. And now I'm not an expert on the comics like, say, Gary or Jeff. I have read some of the Amazing Spider-Man comics back in the day when I was younger. And but I'm nowhere near as versed as they are. But yeah, my big problem was more so just the world that Spider-Man inhabits. I don't like it at all. Mm-hmm. And that's coming from somewhat of a Spider-Man fan. That's why I love Spider-Man 2. Now, I think Spider-Man 2 is a great film on its own, regardless of Spider-Man mythology. But it also has that Spider-Man feel for me. Now, with what's the new one? Far From Home?
Yeah,
I didn't like Far From Home either. Did you? I think you did, right?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't like it as much as Homecoming. There's a lot more issues plot-wise with Far From Home, unfortunately. And the villain, I think the villain needed some tweaks, and he would have been much stronger, because the first thing I think I said to my friend when it came out, I was like, I was a little bit disappointed with how easily he sort of jumps into the whole killing children thing. He's like, I gotta go kill those kids myself. I was like, okay. All right, yeah. If you
gotta jump into that one.
and you have the justifications like, he's a bit of a crazy person. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. You can have a crazy character. It's just not very gripping for me when you have a crazy character. Vulture, for example, Vulture's great.
No, I do think Keaton was great in that role. He and Tom Holland, which is kind of, you think the two main things you need in a film, like a superhero film, to make it great is, a great hero and a great villain. And I think that Homecoming had a great hero and a great villain, but it just didn't. Again, everything around it is what didn't work for me. With Far From Home, and by the way, somebody said Far From Home is $1 billion film. Is it already at $1 billion?
Yeah, I've heard it passed $1 billion. Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right? Is that just like half of the course for MCU movies now? Just half a billion. That's just what they do.
Damn. I knew it was doing well. I don't think any Spider-Man movie has ever done $1 billion. So
the sad thing is, Enter the Spider-Verse, I think, has grossed the least out of all Spider-Man movies, which sucks because that's some good shit, that movie.
Yeah. Wow, man.
But,
by the way, yes, I've met Clownfish TV. I would love to have Clownfish on the channel at any point in time. So that wouldn't be a problem at all. What were you saying though, Mahler? Did I interrupt you?
Oh, it's sad that Enter the Spider-Verse made the least out of all Spider-Man films. They made less than the Amazing Spider-Man films, as far as I know.
Yeah, and I enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse. And if you're just joining us, it's Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. I'm joined by Mahler. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. Initially, I went live to talk about this story with this woman writing this article. Let me do a screen share real quick. I'm not going to go through the whole article. It's not going to be every frame of Paul's. We're not going to go that. We're not going EFAP style. But this is, excuse me. This is the article. Now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every pale, male, and stale superhero character we can.
Okay. Like, who is she? Who exactly have they got in for there?
I know. Did they get into the details of who she's talking about?
Because I mean, Cap and Tony are dead now, so
Yeah.
I'll go after them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that there's any specific characters that she names here. She's more or less just celebrating things like Captain Marvel and Black Panther, because of course she is. Into the Spider-Verse, which again, I liked Into the Spider-Verse. I enjoyed that movie. But they like to build the narrative around the fact that everybody is racist and sexist. It's like, how can we like Into the Spider-Verse if we're racist? How can we like characters like Black Widow and Wonder Woman if we're sexist? But this final line right here kind of speaks volumes. We're stepping out of the shadows, and if we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Like, seriously, man, come on. That is absolutely unbelievable. I just they're not even hiding their agendas anymore. And that kind of makes my life easier because I've continued to call their agendas out all this time. And like, okay, it says Rock Guy says at Mahler at Geeks and Gamers, every male Avenger is getting pushed back to a show anyway. What do you mean by that?
I guess they're talking about
so like for Disney Plus,
Soldier and Falcon are getting a TV show. Vision and Wanda, but I mean, Doctor Strange is getting his own movie, so
yeah. I mean, Marvel Phase 4. I mean, again, outside of Thor, what is it called? What's the title of this stupid Thor movie? Thunder and Love. Love and Thunder. So bad. I know that movie really does have identity politics on full display. Everything else that was announced doesn't seem to have it, but it's clear that this is where they're pushing it as far as I'm concerned. Now, Mahler is somebody who doesn't really I'm not saying you're not aware of it, but you don't focus on a lot of the identity politics stuff as much as I do. But does it stand out to you that seems to be where they're wanting to push this next phase of Marvel?
I think they've said as much, right? I think so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strange stuff. Back when these other films are being announced, it's like, Captain America's going to team up with blah, blah, blah. Shield's going to come down. It's like all these build-ups. It's like, oh, these plot lines sound really cool. And now it's like, there's going to be a girl dating a girl. There's going to be a girl version of Thor. There's going to be a bisexual hero. There's going to be like and you're sitting there like, okay, you're not telling me anything. How do I get hype for that? I'm just like, can you tell me about the characters? Or no? Okay.
I mean, there's it's been a long time since I saw it. Have you ever seen Mulholland Drive?
Yes.
All right. What is your thoughts on that movie?
I'd have to watch it again because that's shit I watched when I was super young, I think.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I watched it when I was I remember being blown away by it. And that has obviously, bisexual stuff in it with women. And I thought it was fantastic because of the storytelling element. It's not about the sexuality being on display. It's about it being pushed to the forefront of the narrative of the movie, because that's essentially what they're doing. They're building Valkyrie's sexuality as a narrative of the movie. You know what I mean?
I thought it would make sense to make her female Thor as well. I thought that was,
yeah, she would have been far better.
So her, Natalie Portman, and Chris Hemsworth are all in Love and Thunder then?
Yep.
Yep. What the hell is that story going to be?
It's going to be a mess.
And I love how, Love and you have Ragnarok. It's like, ooh. And then Love and Thunder. You're like, huh? What? Why? Okay.
It's so strange, man. It really is. I don't know.
Admit, though, telling me that you got a Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange team up in a horror MCU movie, I was like, that seems like the one I can get hyped for.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Marvel Phase 4 is going to struggle. I mean, again, you don't have Tony Stark.
He's the one that carried the whole thing for a while.
Yes, so. He is the lifeline. Now, Cap is my favorite character in the MCU, but Tony Stark is the MCU. I mean, he's the one that pushed every film to the forefront. I think Far From Home is definitely benefiting, and not to say that it wouldn't already, because Spider-Man is an A tier character, but I do think Far From Home's benefiting hugely based on Endgame, because it's the first movie after Endgame, and Endgame did $2.7 billion.
Oh yeah, I agree. Captain Marvel, like I attribute most of its success to being wedged between the two most highest grossing superhero movies in history.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's not to take away, because Spider-Man's always going to do anywhere from 650 to $900 million anyway. I think every film Spider-Man has been the feature character outside of Into the Spider-Verse. Every live action film has been in that ballpark. And so Spider-Man is a juggernaut on its own, but it's box office success. A lot of it being this quickly that's got to $1 billion is going to be have
It's
to do with
funny because like a lot of the more frustrated comic fans want to see Spider-Man be a lot more of his own man, right? And I can totally understand that. On the other side, then the people who are enjoying it, they want him to lead the MCU. They don't want anything to do with Captain Marvel. And so now that this film's been successful, I imagine that the MCU are like, okay, yeah, Spider-Man, we're going to be using him again. But because of the rights issues, it's just like complicated to get him in a position where, because like Captain, can you imagine a Avengers trailer where they talk about this new villain that's coming, and then like everybody gets alerted to it, and then you just see this like hero shot where they're all standing there, but Captain Marvel's at the front of them. I'd just be like, "What are you? No,
Uh,
go away."
All right. So, do you believe that they are pushing Peter Parker to become the next Iron Man based on?
Well, from what I understand, the whole like how the rights work, they got to be careful, right? They could, because I think they know that he's a moneymaker, but they've definitely got another movie coming for him now. I don't know what happens with him post that, because Sony are obviously running with Venom, so their claws are in Spider-Man definitively. I don't think they'll ever sell that IP because they know how valuable it is. So will he because if he became the face of the MCU and yet he's owned by Sony, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if the MCU would want that. I don't know if Marvel Studios would be okay with that. But I feel like it's the natural thing to do. Spider-Man is such a popular superhero, and Iron Man's gone. You're not going to have Batman or Superman in there. That's not happening. It's the MCU. So who is it? Black Panther? I don't think so. Doctor Strange? No, I don't think so. Spider-Man.
Yeah, because Spider-Man, like my point that I've made about Tony Stark and Iron Man, Spider-Man transcends the character that plays him, whereas I don't believe Iron Man does. I believe Iron Man is going to be locked into Robert Downey Jr., and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to replace that or even come near duplication of that. But Spider-Man, while we have a great actor playing the role right now, and I do believe, objectively speaking, I believe Tom Holland is the best person that's ever played Spider-Man, Peter Parker, even though Tobey Maguire is my favorite. He's still interchangeable. You know what I mean? Like you could still get another good actor to play the role, because Spider-Man is the box office, not the character, not the actor.
You know John Hamm?
Oh yeah.
If you were to rewound time and he was the one who picked up Iron Man back in 2008, I think he could have done it as well. Probably not as well as Robert Downey Jr., but now, like, could you? Yeah, I don't think you could. I don't think they would reboot Iron Man anyway, would they? They would have Iron Heart or whatever it's called from the comics. That's gonna happen. That's totally gonna happen. And this is where it starts to get a little bit like, oh dear. So you're taking all of the well-known heroes and you just gender swap them? That seems a bit lame. Why don't you create new ones? Why? I don't see why. Because they could be good, right? We could get behind this, whatever Ironheart is, but I don't see why you wouldn't want to create, because you're not limited in this world. You can do whatever power you want. Do whatever. Yep. It's a radioactive spider. You can do whatever you want.
God, why did you have to remind me of that, Mauler? You've ruined my entire day. Ironheart.
I mean, I don't even know anything about it. I just know that it's a girl.
This is what Mauler does. He just destroys your happiness.
Do you think they'll do a Captain Marvel who's a guy down the line once Brie Larson's character dies? That'll totally happen, won't it? Imagine how pissed off they'd be if we had Captain Man-Vold.
I'm just upset we didn't get Simon Pegg as Blade. I mean, I don't understand why that didn't happen. Why didn't we get Simon Pegg or I don't know, Jack Black as Blade? You know, let's get some straight white male representation.
Danny DeVito.
Oh man. Let me read a couple of these super chats. Mary Mayhem, she says she has hammer envy. I say you need to feel something to have envy. I have never once gotten the idea she felt anything in a Thor movie. I think you're talking about Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. I just, man.
She emotes sometimes.
Look, I'll be honest with you, okay? and I'm a prequel defender, all right? I don't defend them as great movies or anything, but I do defend them. She's better in the prequels than she was goddamn Thor. That's saying a lot.
I mean, I can't even necessarily judge because I've completely forgotten her scenes in Thor. Does she emote? I don't remember.
I really don't. I
Is
don't
she
remember.
saying that? Yeah, like I remember them. They like playful and stuff in the first one, I think.
I mean, I'll say she's definitely more memorable in the prequels, but maybe that has to do with memes at this point.
Well, that's the thing, man. I remember the prequels. I don't remember Thor 1 and 2, so
yeah, I will
I don't know
totally.
what that means.
Yeah, she's. I don't remember anything about her in the first Thor, and I had to have you remind me that she was in the Dark World or a Dark World, whatever it's called. Like, because that movie, man, that movie is. You said you've seen it 5 times.
I think so. This is the problem. I can't remember. I could have seen it 100 times or 1 time. I never remember.
Oh,
I
God.
did rewatch it for the build-up to Endgame, and I remember being like, "Oh right, that's what happens in this." And then like a day later, I was talking to my friend. And I was like, "Fuck, I've already forgotten most of it." Like Odin, like is angry old man shouting at clouds in that film, I think, or something. And
Yep.
the mum dies. That happens in that one. That happened. I remember that.
Such a forgettable film, man. But yes, I'm going to stand by that. Natalie Portman is far more memorable and better in the prequels than Thor, the first one, because I just don't even remember anything about her in the first Thor. I really don't. I was she sitting in the cafe when he slams the cup and says another?
Yes.
Was she sitting in there then?
I think so. Yes.
That might be the only scene I can remember her right there, and it's mainly because of what Hemsworth did, not anything she did. Whew. Ugh. But again, Taika Waititi does not want us to say female Thor, everybody. So for please, internet, and we all know how this works. When you ask the internet not to say something, they definitely respect your wishes. So please, internet, don't say female Thor. Don't say female Thor. Again, don't say female Thor. So don't type it out in the chat. Don't tweet it. We don't need to say female Thor. It's just out of respect for Taika Waititi, right? I mean, that's how the internet works, right?
What was the name he wanted?
The Mighty Thor.
What? So what is Chris Hemsworth Thor, the not mighty Thor? I guess. Okay. Okay, say that to his braided beard and his double hammers.
Let's see. Echo Base Network. You see the latest hypocrisy of John Campy and the Andy situation. Andy just dropped a video on it. John commented on it. YouTube video gold. I did watch Andy's video, and I loved it. And I loved the fact that Campy had to comment and try to clear it up. Are you familiar with this whole Andy Signor?
Yeah, I looked into it thanks to your video. I was like curious about it because I didn't know anything about it. What a disaster for the Me Too movement that these things keep happening.
Oof.
I don't know how. I've honestly learned a lot from these. Like, it's very tempting on the internet to see a blazing story like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers murders 17 people, and I'm like, whoa! But these days, thanks to the amount of times that have been proven wrong, I literally read articles and I'm like, oh, Jeremy probably like killed someone in a video game. Whatever. Yeah, I just don't believe it anymore, and they've damaged their own cause, I would say.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I was never, and again, I know I keep repeating this, but I think it's important to the story for me to be crystal clear that I was never a fan of Andy or Screen Junkies. And Andy was a male feminist. He was kind of one of these, far left people that was pushing a lot of the far left talking points. And when he got caught up in that, I don't remember exactly my thoughts on it in terms of like, I don't think I believed he actually raped anybody or sexually assaulted anybody, but I found a lot of joy in the fact that he got caught up in this thing, that he surrounded himself with these people.
Yeah.
That,
it's almost like poetic justice, but then
right,
that wasn't true.
Right. And, and so I remember that. And then the more you look into it, and I remember looking at it and going, I mean, based on everything I'm seeing, I'm not seeing any evidence to support the fact that this guy is a rapist or has committed sexual assault.
If anything, you see the exchanges in the DMs, and then you find out her take on it, and it's like, whoa. Like, it kind of makes you think, like, well, I won't be talking to women ever again. There's no point.
I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy because I mean, the media will just pounce on a story. If a woman accuses you, man, you're done. You are absolutely done, and there is nothing you can do about it. I mean, again, did Andy deserve to be exposed as a cheating husband? Sure. And did he deserve to lose his family? As long as that was his wife's decision, and she made that call, and clearly he did. And I'll never, take up for that aspect of it. I'm also not here to judge on that. I mean, divorce rate's like fucking 50-something%. Like, it's, people get divorced, whatever. But that dude, the dude built a mega brand, a mega company. And all of his hard work, all of his passion, he's the reason that Screen Junkies exists. Yeah. He's the reason Honest Trailers exists. And he lost it all over something that never even happened. That is unreal. Again, if the criteria for a man to lose everything he's ever done in life is because he banged a chick outside of his marriage, there's a lot of men that need to lose everything. That's not right, So I hope
it's so sad that it was fully believed. You look like and you're like, damn, this is like this storyline. There's gonna be people out there who'll be like, I could do that. I could lie about that.
Yeah. There's no due process. There's no evidence. There's no anything. It's just you make the call, boom, end of discussion. And the media, the mainstream media that has the ability to push these narratives, that they'll pounce on it. And now none of them want to add clarification. Say that again.
Did you see her, like, quote unquote response?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I saw a tweet on something where she was like, I've already shared my truth. What is your my truth thing? What does that even mean? Can I just call it my lies? Like, that would be a little more accurate.
Yeah, and I retweeted her too when she said that. I said, there's no such thing as my truth. There's only the truth. This my truth garbage that and a lot of these people, do that. And yeah, somebody said it in the chat. Same thing happened to Chris Hardwick. Of Nerdist. Again, somebody else I've never been a fan of. Are you aware with the Chris Hardwick situation?
I am not aware of the situation, no.
Do you know who Chris Hardwick is?
I recognize Nerdist, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the guy that does like the Walking Dead after show, Talking Dead. And he's also the founder of the Nerdist. He's been in kind of the geek world forever as a host. He was on MTV years and years ago. Very prominent type of guy, in that world. And he dated this girl. And I guess they broke up or whatever. And then he had moved on. I'm not sure if he's either married or in a serious relationship now. But this girl, she had something to, a vendetta. So she wrote this blog spot on Medium accusing him of all of these horrible things that she put him through, that he put her through during their relationship, psychological damage, and mental abuse, physical abuse, just completely roasted him. And the internet collectively put an avalanche on him. People that work.
Gary's in chat, by the way.
Oh, there's Gary. Gary, I'll send you a link if you want, buddy. The internet collectively destroyed him. All right. I mean, it was bad. And he never said anything. He never came out to say anything. He never, he never defended it because I guess, his legal team, advised him not to. So then people from the Nerdist that never met him, he's like, they're like, oh, I remember Chris Hardwick, and they just start slandering Chris Hardwick. But then people call these people out like, you've never met Chris. They're like, well, no, but I've heard stories. They're like, you presented it like you've known him. So the internet was pouncing. He got suspended from Talking Dead. He got they eliminated his likeness from the Nerdist, the company he founded. Now I think at the time he had sold it, so he was no longer directly involved. You know what I mean? But yeah. So yeah, then AMC, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. AMC did an internal investigation while he was suspended. Apparently, this girl who put out this slander of him online, would not cooperate with police or officials. So, because she would not cooperate, because of course not. Why tell the authorities? When you can tell Twitter. Then I guess
that's how it's a serious thing that they didn't go to the police.
Yeah, exactly. And so eventually he was allowed to come back and take his position, and he's moved on from it. His wife or current girlfriend and many women from his past that he dated stood up for him. People within his life stood up for him. And I think that he probably handled it the best way that he could have. But yeah, I thought he was gone though. And I was like, my God, man, people aren't even asking questions. They're just hearing an accusation from a female and they're done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's crazy. So I'm glad that Andy has recovered. At least
and honestly, man, it was a sad video to watch. I was just like, oh, that's horrible that it seemed like such a, despite the fact that it's cheating, right? How friendly and consensual the conversation is, and yet they just like this woman just turns around and is like, nope, that didn't happen that way. And it's like, oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, man. Gary is not at home right now, but he said he'll join me if we're still on whenever he gets back home. Yeah, so I mean it's and this most recent upload from Andy is definitely it's definitely good that he kind of put John Campea on blast. As a matter of fact, look at this tweet right here. Let me show you guys again. Give me a minute to navigate this new freaking Twitter.
How does the John Campea guy? How does he got an audience?
He is the person that ran I will give him full credit for being a really great guy in terms of developing AMC Movie Talk, which eventually turned into Collider Movie Talk. He did a fantastic job of building that brand. He eventually stepped away from that brand, but that brand is kind of what gave him the audience that he has. But once he broke off on his own, he really fell into the identity politics rabbit hole and the victimization rabbit hole and the orange man bad and all that. So check this out. This is a tweet from Christian Harloff, who is a part of Collider, and this is when
meltdown recently. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So this is when the initial reports for Andy, someone he knew personally, came out. So I am shocked and saddened by the news today. The women who came forward are brave and strong. Defy Media must take action now. Look who's the top comment. April Dawn. Thank you so much, Christian. They've been sitting with this information for too long. Guess who has not offered any new information or any new thoughts on the situation?
So weird that they will come out immediately. And it's the kind of thing where, say, for example, someone gets killed and I go, killing is bad. Everyone, killing is bad. And you're like, yeah, okay, fine. And then, it turns out the person wasn't murdered and they come to me and I'm like, killing's still bad.
They do. They take these stances like they think that they're heroes where they're like, kicking puppies is horrible. And you're like, I pretty much everybody would agree with that. But why they think they need special treatment for taking a stand against kicking of puppies, and like, I am against racism. You're like, yeah, I am too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm against racism, sexism, murdering, raping, pedophilia. I'm against all that. Not really sure why you think you need special treatment for having the same position as 99% of all humanity. But whatever. Yeah. Oh boy. But it's a mess. And I hope that Andy continues to drop receipts on everybody that turned their back on him. Everybody.
Oh,
because
talk about a cautionary tale. Hang on to your DMs, apparently. Got to be careful.
Woo. I hate
to say that because I don't want people to be paranoid about everything, but Jesus,
Hey, dude, I hear you, man. I hear you. It has opened my eyes up to just like not really anything in particular, but it's just like, got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. You really do. I mean, you just when you have a platform, people will go after you. And Andy had a platform. He made some mistakes, clearly. But again, I will be very crystal clear as I do not believe those mistakes are anywhere remotely close to justifying the insane downfall that he received. But there you go, man. There you go. All right. So Aaron C says, check out Amazon's The Boys. They're definitely mocking the MCU. It's awesome. I've heard a few people bring this up. Gary, didn't you tell me about this, by the way? Oh, and Gary, I know I saw your emoji when you first joined where you put the San Diego Comic-Con BFF. Gary and me, man, Gary's great. I had so much fun hanging out with Gary at Comic-Con. And it felt like he and I have known each other for a decade. It was great.
I was watching your little videos on Twitter.
Yeah, he's so good, man. Gary's
like
such
Galaxy, whatever the hell it's called. It's like it's not empty, but it's not booming. It's like
Right.
and the
And I,
fact it was like half price tickets on a Friday or whatever, right? So
yeah, there was discounts. They initially they had done. Initially, they had blocked out all of the employee dates. So, like, for employees can get people in for free. Like, they have a certain amount of passes that they can give out every year. It's not unlimited, but so they blacked out all of that for employees. Like, no, you can't get anybody in for free during this Galaxy's Edge opening. And they lifted all of the blackout dates because it's been so slow.
damn.
That is tangible evidence that it is underperforming. Now, I also talked to people at Disneyland. I know many people at Disneyland, and they told me point blank Disneyland is cutting hours. They lifted the dates. They're offering discounts. So, yes, Galaxy's Edge is definitely underperforming. There's no doubt about that. And, I mean, as somebody that follows theme parks, like I said, man, you go to, again, I think we can all agree on something. I think, Mahler, we can agree on this. I think everybody can agree with this. Regardless of how successful Avatar was at the box office, and it was $2.7 billion. Star Wars carries far more weight than Avatar, correct? Yeah. Okay. Now, Avatar: The Land of Pandora at Walt Disney World in Orlando has the best theming I've ever seen for any land at any theme parks. It is unbelievable. I've only seen Avatar once in my life. I'm not a big fan of the movie. I go to that land and I am truly blown away at every single detail of that park. The Flight of Passage is the best ride I've ever experienced. The theming is the best I've ever experienced, and you just don't want to leave that area. You go to Animal Kingdom, and if it opens at 9 a.m., Flight of Passage probably has about a 2-hour wait by 9:30 a.m. And it opened up like, I can't remember. It's been months, maybe even a year since it opened. Galaxy's Edge, the Millennium Falcon ride, in the middle of the day, in summer, on a Friday, 60-minute wait time. That's not what it should be. It just should not be that. And Disney does, I know for a fact, Disney does play with the wait time sometimes on their rides sometimes I get it because they want to, like if a ride is staying consistently busy all day, they might bump up the wait time to maybe another 20 or 30 minutes to kind of push people away. You know what I mean? Like, hey, kind of, we want to control crowds, so we want to push you guys over to this attraction because it has a shorter line versus this one. But they will play with the wait time. And Smuggler's Run, the Millennium Falcon ride, I swear to God, this is true. Anybody that's watching this, you know this is true. That ride is the equivalent of a mid-90s arcade simulator. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's just boring. It's so boring. It's with the technology Disney has and the Imagineers and how good they are. This is a massive fail in every level for me. So it's so bad. Anybody in the chat? Yes. So somebody says true. I mean, I don't think anybody that's ridden that ride is going to say, "Oh man, it blew me away. This is the greatest thing ever." It's not. It's really not. So it's going to be interesting. Huh?
It's a shame, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good old
somebody
Star
says
Wars dying in every environment.
Yeah, I heard that. Somebody says, is Star Tours better? Yes. Star Tours is better. No doubt about it. They need to fix Everest. Yes, they do need to fix Everest, but it's still an awesome ride. All right. Batgoat says, haven't caught a stream in a while. The room looks the set from the last scene of 2001. White balance, Jeremy. That's actually pretty damn funny right there. And Jedi Master 677, Jeremy, this is the real question. What is an SJW? I am passive in my online interactions as I've gotten more invested. I have been called an SJW and alt-right. In my opinion, an SJW, and I've kind of talked about this several times in the past, but basically it's someone that solely bases everything on race and gender. If you define people by race and gender and not the content of their character, then you are looking at things through a social justice lens. You are looking through it through the wrong lens. And my interactions online, when I get called a racist, an alt-right, a sexist, Mahler gets called this too, probably not to the level I get it, but he still gets called this. And he doesn't even dip his toes into this stuff as much as I do. But yeah, if you're the type of person that walks into a McDonald's or a Starbucks and your first thought is,
there are too many white men behind the counter. I cannot do business here. I need representation.
You're a social justice warrior. And but yeah, they're really kind of all about being victims, playing the victim and throwing the first punch, and then when somebody responds, they want to sit there and go, oh man, why did you hit me back? I'm victimized because I'm a woman or I'm a black male or whatever. It's just like, it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
You're gonna watch the Batwoman TV show?
I don't know. Did you see my video about it?
Yes.
I love how they dropped that it reminds them of the Nolan trilogy and of Burton's Gotham. Like, that is, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Seriously doubt.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I get I get why they're doing it, but really? Like, okay, so for me, and I think you like do you like Batman 89?
Yeah.
Okay, and I do too. I love that movie. I think it holds up extremely well. And I do think that Gotham, to me, is a real character in Burton's movie. I think that Gotham is better in Batman 89 than in Nolan's trilogy, and that says a lot because I love Nolan's trilogy. But I think Gotham City is its own character in Batman 89, and I love it. And I love that that's the element of Burton's 89 that they're trying to point to go, oh yeah, it feels a lot like Burton's Batman or Burton's Gotham. Oh, shut your mouth. Don't you even go there. You know what I mean? Am I going to watch it? I don't know, man. I think probably because I'm going to need to cover it for the channel. Because the two times that I've failed to watch something was Solo and Captain Marvel, and I think my audience actually appreciated what I was doing, but at the same time, I heard from a lot of people going, we need you to watch these shows. We need your opinion. You know what I mean?
You would have hated Captain Marvel.
Sure, I would have. I mean, it's kind of like The Lion King. Did you see my my hot take on The Lion King?
Dude, well, I saw I haven't seen the film. I saw the clip of where Mufasa dies. Oh my God. I couldn't believe how bad it was. Wow.
Mahler, and you're the reason I saw that clip before I saw the movie because you shared it on Twitter. That whole movie is exactly like that scene. It's bad. Oof. It's really bad. The voiceover
doing well, like critically, right? Like it's probably making a lot of money, but people kind of
critically, it's not doing great. But from a fan perspective, fans are eating it up. I think it's got like an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes from the fans. It's got like a 50 from the critics. I know. I don't know. I mean, okay, so when I watched it, and I watched it at the Irvine Spectrum in LA. Phenomenal IMAX theater. I mean, I watched it on the biggest, baddest screen. It was awesome. The opening scene does kind of get you at first because you're like, God damn, this is, it's the songs I remember. It's the, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. It's kind of really well shot. But as soon as that opening scene is over and that music ends and you see Scar, the lifeless Scar.
Yeah, I feel like Scar got the worst treatment out of all of them.
Oh, and
yeah,
the color, there's no cut. Like the color in the movie, it's so bland. The voiceovers are so bad. They try to do a carbon copy of The Lion King, beat for beat, and it's just awful, man. It feels so lifeless and soulless, and I just hated everything about it, and I really did. God damn, are you gonna see it?
I've got a bit of a thing. I don't want to see any Disney remakes. Those things are what I was watching when I was like super young and barely understanding movies. So like, don't ruin them. Leave them alone.
Yeah, but I mean, I've kind of had a hit or miss on the live action. So have you seen any of the live action remakes?
Literally none of them.
Wow. Okay. So I will tell you, for me, I thought the live action Cinderella was fucking phenomenal. I mean, absolutely blows the original away. Love the live action Cinderella. Pete's Dragon, which really doesn't seem to resemble the animated classic. I don't know if you call it classic, but animated film. I loved Pete's Dragon. Loved Pete's Dragon. That's it, though. That's it. Like, I hated the Jungle Book. And I know everybody loves the Jungle Book. I hated the Jungle Book.
Did you see Aladdin?
I didn't see Aladdin. Didn't want to see Aladdin. Apparently, Aladdin's good, but I didn't want to see it. But I did not like the Jungle Book. I didn't see Maleficent. Am I missing anything else?
They're doing I've heard they're doing Cruella de Vil like as their own standalone movie.
Yeah, I think so. Am I
How does
missing?
that work? She's a puppy killer. Like, how do you?
I don't even know how that's.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah.
Am I missing any? So no, I didn't see Aladdin. Yeah, I didn't see Maleficent. Yeah, I guess Christopher Robin. I don't know if I would consider that a live action remake. Was it? Was Christopher Robin a live action? Oh, Beauty and the Beast. I did watch Beauty and the Beast. I enjoyed Beauty and the Beast. Nowhere near the original. But I did enjoy Beauty and the Beast for the most part. Yeah, Little Mermaid is coming out. I probably won't see that one. I mean, I guess I need to see it. Like I said, man, hell, I just pulled my phone out after watching The Lion King and ranted for 4 minutes and it got 80,000 views. You know what I mean? So
yeah, people want to see what you think, honestly.
Yeah. So I guess I definitely, I think it's, I mean, I do want to go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Are you going to go see that?
I want to. I need to find
I'm
a
not a
good
Tarantino
time
guy,
to do it.
but this movie looks good to me. This movie looks really good. Now, are you a Tarantino guy?
Yeah. I've seen every one of his movies, so this will definitely be one to check out.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Hateful Eight, but it was one of those films where upon rewatching, I was like, man, I like looking at it and I enjoy the actors, but this plot is nonsense. Like, how everybody's all working together. Have you seen Hateful Eight? I'm assuming you have.
I haven't seen it.
Well, I won't say
You can spoil it. It's fine. You can spoil it. Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, well, I don't need to go into it. The plot is silly when you really think about it. That's all. You should you should watch it though. It's fun. Like, I really liked it on my first run through. So
is it on Netflix?
Possibly.
Chat, is Hateful Eight on Netflix? Let me know. By the way, yeah, Dumbo's another one I haven't seen. I forgot about that one.
I've heard that's terrible, but I haven't seen it.
I like the trailer for Dumbo. I kind of wanted to go see it when I saw it. Hateful Eight sucks. Yes. Okay, so yes, Hateful Eight is on Netflix. All right, I'll check that out. I will check it out.
Django was bad. It's true.
Let me see. All right. Where am I at on my super chats? Aaron Mayberry, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Gay Jeremy, sorry, my love. I didn't know all the rules. It's all right. Gabriel says MCU needs a universe-destroying retcon like the comics. They're doing a good job of destroying the universe, that's for sure. I don't know about the retcon aspect of it, but we'll see. Jedi Master 677. The only memorable scene Jane has was when she oogles over Thor's man bod. I don't even remember that scene. But I think I remember the scene where he had his shirt off or whatever, but I don't remember her. Whatever. Mega Jetty 1 wouldn't know about cheating, never had a date. Well, Mega Jetty, consider yourself lucky. No, but I hear you on that, man. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. New York Comic Con is October 3rd to the 6th. If you drive there, you could also check out Redskins Patriots in DC on Sunday, October 6th. I live close to DC in Maryland. Also check out Knights of EFAP. Great Star Wars content. What is Knights of EFAP?
Oh my god, dude. That is a fan who created 3D models of me, Rags, and Wolf and a 3D environment based after Star Wars, and he's made 2 short movies.
Nice.
The second one is particularly hilarious. We reacted to it on EFAP. It was good shit, man. Blows my mind, the content some of the EFAP fans have come up with.
That is great. That is awesome.
Speaking of which, I mean, because I'll be telling everybody is it tomorrow now? Well, Sunday. I didn't realize this, but coincidentally, the week that we'll be doing EFAP number 50, which is like, we should do something special for it, is also the week that August 22nd is a thing. And it turns out August 22nd is when we first did the first EFAP stream.
Really?
So it's going to be a year anniversary and the 50th. And so our plan is to basically do a 24-hour stream and just have it be open house. Any guests can come in or leave at their will. And we'll just cover a bazillion videos.
Nice. I will be glad to jump on there, man.
I figure that I'll try and get messages out as soon as Sunday's it's announced, because a lot of guests are going to need to get the day free if they want to come on, sort of thing. So it's good to know in advance. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I did my 24-hour live stream when I hit 100,000 subs, and
that go well?
I did pretty good with it. I had some help. Some people came on throughout the night, obviously, and at one point I think I fell asleep and my face was like plastered into my microphone, and I finally woke back up. It was but it was good. I mean, we raised God, we raised several thousands of dollars for charity. So it was really cool and it went really well. I've told everybody like my next, I don't know, everybody's like, when are you going to do another one? You're going to do one at 200,000? I was like, maybe 250.
Wait, so I guess you would know then. Did you take like gaps? Did you?
Yes. Well, but of course that was with, I don't know what's going to happen with Google Hangouts here at the end of the month. Because I mean, Google Hangouts is going away. So obviously you can only go in 8-hour increments on Google Hangout. You know what I mean? So, so I had to stop and then restart my stream after 8 hours every time.
Okay, because I think I'm going to do that just to be safe. But like as far as I know, that's the limit on YouTube stream like archives.
Yes, it is 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 hours.
Are they going to change that? It'd be nice if they changed that.
I know. And I don't really know what's going to happen with this Google Hangout thing. Like, I guess they're going to have a paid service. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's like it's going away in like at the end of the month. The end of this month. It's going away. So, I don't know.
You guys are going to have to switch over to something.
Yeah, I'll probably start using Streamlabs or something like that. And I know you use Discord, but you still have to...
I think Discord does videos, so you guys could make the transition.
Now, but do you still use a Google Hangout link, right?
For the Discord?
Yeah.
No, it's just like Discord all built in.
Okay. Then I may have to just go straight to Discord because I do like Discord. I've been getting a little more familiar with it when once I came on EFAP with you and everything. So. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how a lot of people are going to be affected by that. All right, Darth Vader says, "Hey there, Jeremy. Good to see you. Right back at you, Lord Vader." Hi, all says, "Could Batwoman be so bad it's good like The Room?"
Ooh, maybe. Oh, I could see myself laughing at a lot of it. You know, that could be maybe with some alcohol you could get through it.
I think it's going to be. The problem is Batwoman is based on a pre-existing IP and a pre-existing mythology that we're all familiar with. So I think it's going to anger us more than anything. I
can't believe she steals all of his shit, dude.
I know.
Why would you want that to be a premise? Like, what the fuck?
I know. It's unbelievable. Oh my gosh. So I think it's going to make us more angry than anything. Justin Belmont, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. DM, thank you for the super chat. Pulp Fiction is a classic. All other Quentin Tarantino movies are so. I have only seen Pulp Fiction one time, and I don't even remember it. I need to watch
Reservoir Dogs.
Huh?
I love Reservoir Dogs, but I also love Inglourious Bastards as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them. I guess I just need to give them a fair shot. And I know Tarantino, much like Nolan, I mean, he's obviously not on Nolan's level in terms of box office, but he has that passionate fan base. You know what I mean? Like they love his films. And so I guess I need to give them another fair shot because I don't believe I've done that up to this point. Let me see. Johnny West says, why didn't Chewie get a medal in A New Hope? The question has been asked for so long.
Well, the theories are that he's finally going to get it Episode 9, guys. Get excited.
Can you
believe it, Jerry? We're almost there. We're almost to Episode 9. Did you
see the thing on Red Letter Media?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you buy it?
So when I first heard the idea, I was like, no. And then I watched the whole thing and I was like, okay, look. Anything is possible. I think his evidence was thin. He was like, they've got the medal. It's like they could have the medal for many reasons. You've got 1,000 generations within you. I'm like, yeah, again, you can say that as like a knowledge that's passed on. We'll see. I could believe it though, as a result of like backlash. They're like, we're gonna undo the whole sequel trilogy. Woohoo, guys, love us again. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean. And I was not aware. So apparently, Mike mentions that the radar dish is back from the original trilogy, and of course they changed it for Last Jedi and Force Awakens. I didn't realize it got knocked off in the Last Jedi. People in my comments actually told me about that. I did not realize that. So that's new information that I came across.
You know why? Why? Because that whole scene is a ripoff of the Return of the Jedi one where it gets knocked off. So they're like, let's knock it off again.
Yeah, and I guess I have just completely just forgotten everything Last Jedi. People ask me like, have you seen Ivan's recut? Honestly, I mean, I wish Ivan's recut the best and everything, and I know he worked hard on it. I just can't stomach to even watch anything Last Jedi anymore. I just don't want to see anything from it. I just hate it. I just hate everything about it.
I'm going to do episodes 1 through 8 marathon before going to see it in December. That last episode's going to be fun to watch, isn't it?
So I just don't. I just hate it. I hate it so bad. Patrick Kelly says, Jeremy, did you hear about Vic Mignogna, aka the voice of Broly, getting totally shafted by Funimation over the Me Too shenanigans? Absolutely. I'm very familiar with that story. Well, okay, very familiar is the wrong terminology. I'm familiar with it. The first time I covered this story, I got caught up in some controversy because my local con here in Pensacola, Pensacon, they were kind of targeting people on Twitter about this whole story. And anytime that, even when people weren't tagging them or anything, people were just talking about the woman, Monica, that was going to be at Pensacon, I guess. And people are like, are you going to go to stand with Vic? Hashtag stand with Vic or whatever. The Pensacon account on Twitter was like threatening to arrest people and threatening people. And obviously, me being from Pensacola, I had press passes. People were like, dude, you need to cover this. I knew the moment I covered it, I was going to piss them off because I know the people at Pensacon and I know them. They know me. I've had conversations with them. I've had press passes for like the past, 4 years, I think. So the moment that I covered the Vic situation, and I didn't even take a hard stance. I just said, I don't really know a lot about this, but based on what I'm seeing, there's no evidence to support that the man did anything wrong. And so I don't think that it's fair the treatment he's going through. Pensacon responded, sent me an email, a very snarky email, and basically revoked my press passes. So, of course, I made multiple videos on that so I could get more attention for it. So that's as much as I've covered it. I thought about dipping my toes into the Vic Mignogna stuff more, but it's just really not my wheelhouse, you know what I mean? And I just stayed away from it. I have had Hero High on the show, who's very versed on this stuff, and we talked a little bit about it on the videos I made with him. But yeah, are you familiar with the Vic Mignogna stuff?
The only interaction I had with it was Wolf knew about it, and I was just told the small details, and then Vito covered it in a way that made basically like covered an article that got a bunch of things wrong, from what I understand. Wolf ripped into Vito for it, and they had like a big blowout on a live stream that I was just sitting in like, oh fuck.
Dude, Vito is a trip. I don't even understand Vito, but I love Vito.
I'm not sure what his. If I was like, I am a subscriber of his, but I like to subscribe to everybody, just keep an eye on everybody, see what everyone's up to. But if I was like an unironic sort of viewer of his, I would have no idea what was coming next, you know? Like, what's he going to do tomorrow? I don't know. He's going to build a volcano. I don't know. He could be anything. But like, okay.
Vito's a trip. The first time I had an interaction with Vito, and I'd actually given him a shout out here on the channel a few times, and then he took a screenshot of my my music video, The Saga Ends. I can't remember what he said. He said, I don't even know if he knew I was on Twitter at that point, but I can't remember what he said. He said something like, imagine being a grown man and making this or something. I don't remember. And people tagged me or sent it to me. And so I responded with ultimate sarcasm, like mega sarcasm. And he responded, but then I went even worse on my sarcasm. And then eventually he like messaged me, goes, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was like, yeah, kinda. He's like, so you're not serious? I was like, no, I'm just responding. Like you're the one that messed with me, bro. Like I just respond, you know. I was like, I'm not mad. And then we became friendly after that. So he's cool though. I like Vito. But yeah, sometimes I see him tweet stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? What are you talking about, Vito?
I don't even know where you can even find it, but yeah, him and Wolf had quite the back and forth, and I think me and Rags were in the call, and we were just like, la 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 la.
That's awesome. That is awesome. If anybody's got a link to that, shoot it to me on Twitter, because I would love to see it. Because yeah, Vito's a trip, man. He's very, very entertaining for sure. And if you haven't subscribed to him, definitely do it. He did a video at for E3 where he put a pink wig on and pretended to be an SJW. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I think I saw parts of it. Obviously, I saw
funny.
the bathwater one as well, which was interesting.
Yeah. So I thought it was really good. He's a trip. So good stuff. All right, Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. If you come to New York Comic Con, you can ask Billy D. Williams if Lando will be killed off or emasculated in Episode 9. Yeah, I mean, I would like to come to New York Comic Con. I don't know if I can make it, but I would like to go. I had a lot of fun at San Diego Comic Con, mainly because I got to hang out with my buddy Gary. And it was really cool to hang out with him. I got to meet Star Wars for Life, who's in the chat right there, Jeremy's Instagram fan page. I met her, met Proper Jeremy for the multiple times I've met Proper Jeremy. Got to hang out with Jesse Milestone. Got to hang out with a lot of cool people. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed myself. Where are we at? Jedi Master 677, Jeremy, have you read any of the Disney era Star Wars books, specifically the ones written by Claudia Gray? They're actually really great. Some of the best in Star Wars. I haven't read any of the Claudia Gray ones. I did read the Ahsoka novel and enjoyed it because I'm a fan of Ahsoka. But none of the Claudia Grays, although I do have Lost Stars here. I do own Lost Stars. I just have not read it. Mahler asked Jeremy the bathwater question. I don't even know what they're. I don't even know. Let's go, Mahler.
You don't even need to define things if you don't want to. You can just answer yes or no. If someone buys someone else's bathwater and willingly drinks it, do they deserve herpes?
Yes.
All right. We need to actually keep track of these. Basically, Rag said no and Wolf said yes. And then they had a whole debate about like ethics. And yeah, we were concluding like, do stupid people deserve to be like hurt when they they do something they don't realize is sort of it was a whole thing. It lasted for like 20 minutes and I was just listening because it was actually kind of interesting, to be honest. The whole concept of what it is to deserve something,
Yeah, you absolutely deserve it. I have no problem saying that one. They absolutely deserve it. Jeez, what the hell, man? Yeah, Vito trolled people with the bathwater. Don't know if anyone noticed. Yeah, he definitely he vaped it or whatever, and
yeah,
a lot of sites ran with it, thinking he actually did do it.
It didn't really work out for him in terms of like he got views on the video and everything, but like nobody's retracted, nobody's even acknowledged it. And from what I saw of people who had made fun of him for it that found out the truth, they were like, "Do you know the meme where it says like I'm retarded?" And then someone goes, "Oh look, he's retarded," and it's like, "Ha, tricked you. I'm not retarded. Joke's on you." And it's like, okay, and there is an element to that because like Jeremy, if you throw a pie in your face or something, I'm like, "Why are you doing that?" And you go, "Ha, joke's on you. It wasn't even pie. It was foam." I'm like, okay.
I get it. Yeah.
It's like, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. And so I get both sides of it. I get that he trolled him, true, but he was their poster child for making fun of the idea, if you know what I mean. So they don't care if he actually did it. Yeah,
definitely. Now I'm interested on Rags with this one. Do you remember why Rags doesn't think they deserve it?
So the idea that he thinks that it would be a moral judgment and that it's not something they wouldn't necessarily, the punishment doesn't fit the crime, quote unquote. Like all they're doing is drinking some water. It's like do they deserve like a horrible disease for it? He thinks absolutely not. In the same way that like a stupid person like I don't know, baby sticking a fork in like a socket. It's like they don't deserve to be electrocuted, but it's going to happen, like cause and effect sort of thing. I think that's what I said. I said something like, they had to be aware that drinking someone's bathwater can result in a lot of things. But yeah, no, we did a vote in chat, and if I remember correctly, you can find out on the stream. I'd have to, but this is just from what I remember. It was like 70-30 split that they did deserve to get herpes.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% on that. Yeah, I mean, again, when you simplify it. Now, again, I will preface by saying if Rags might have presented it slightly different than what Mahler remembers, but basically Mahler is saying, should you be punished for just drinking water?
He thinks it's a harsh result for a stupid decision.
And I believe that's an oversimplification of the question, because the question is, if you knowingly purchase someone else's bathwater, hypothetically, that you've never met, and drink it, do you deserve herpes? And I 100% believe that you do. Now, if you simplify and go, well, nobody deserves herpes simply for drinking water. Well, I'm not going to dispute that, but that's oversimplifying the question. You know what I mean? But you 100% deserve it.
It's a complication on like the word deserve, because like if I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a scenario. Like if I hit my head against the wall because I'm angry, do I deserve my entire skull to crack open?
That's fair. That's
Not
fair.
necessarily. You know, it's complicated, and I understand it. It's a really interesting conversation. And this is the kind of thing. It's like, oh, this isn't even something you can do in like 5 seconds. This could go on for like hours, talking about like the fundamentals of what it is to deserve, what it is to have a righteous cause and effect based on like how you feel something should happen, how much information is given, and all this other stuff. And yeah, like I said, I was just marveling at the fact that happened on every frame of pause, our stupid podcast. All because Vito vaped some bathwater. That's how it goes, you know?
That's good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Proper Jeremy, what if episode 7 was good, like really good? If you or a story exec at Disney and JJ presented you the story, would you change to improve the story? You can't get rid of everything. No cheating. And you didn't put of in there. I had to add of. Proper Jeremy. You can't get rid everything is what you said. That's an improper super chat. It's supposed to be, you can't get rid of everything. But I'm going to let you slide, okay? Because you are a parody account of me, and often I do mess up words, so I'm going to let you have it. But I don't know what you're asking here. What am I misunderstanding? Did you mean episode 9? You said, what if episode 7 was good? Like really good. If you were a story exec at Disney and JJ presented you the story, what would you change to improve the story? You can't get rid of everything. No cheating. I liked episode 7. So I don't know what you mean by what if it was really good, because I'm someone that did consider it really good when I first saw it. My problem with episode 7 started happening when episode 8 came out. So if in a hypothetical sense, if I could eliminate episode 8, I feel that there's enough to build upon on episode 7 still. That's my stance. Now, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on that, and I'm totally fine with that. But where are you at on that, Mahler? Do you think there's enough on with 7 if we eliminate 8 and start over from the end of 7?
I think you've got a lot to work with if you erase 8 and redo it, but I would absolutely erase 7 if I could too. And I'm one of the people that was okay with 7. It's just that when I took a more critical look at it, nothing is working in that film writing-wise. And obviously, once my series is fully out, I'll be able to explain in vast details what is wrong with everything. But I think part 2, I go over a shit ton of like plot details that are just not adding up, and the wastes of characters, the assassination of a lot of stuff that's going on. And if someone said you could have one fix, I'd be like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think if I could just say the word Snoke, and what I mean by that is we rebuild him, and he's a much more inherently explained part of this trilogy, because good God, he's like the key to everything. He did everything. He made all the main characters like fall apart. He changed all of the world to have the factions. He resurrected the evil people. You know what I mean? It's just like there's so much going on there, and we know nothing about him. Now he's dead already, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm just saying I could accept removing 8 and building upon 7, but in all reality, I would rather just get rid of 7 and 8 and start over from there again. That would be what I would rather.
Maybe that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they might be. So I got you. Proper Jeremy. Mary Mayhem. Can I promo Proper Jeremy? He's such a cool guy. Yes, I really. How many subs is Proper Jeremy at right now? I really want Proper Jeremy to get over 1,000 subs. He's less than 100 away now. So if we could subscribe to Proper Jeremy has been at the forefront of the Jeremy parody accounts and the creation of these personas. I appreciate that. 873. Okay, so 873. So we still need about 127. So if we can get 127 subs out of the 1,100 people watching, can we make that happen? Please, can we make that happen? Where the hell are we going to get a geocache live stream video? Gosh, I know there's so many things I want to do. I would say right now, honestly, it's no bullshit. All right. The more members we get to this channel, the better it makes those chances. I'm trying to work on horror videos, vlogging horror videos. I am trying to work on more of the videos that I did on In-N-Out Burger. And I'm trying to work on, I would love to do the geocaching video. Here's the problem with those videos, okay? Now, I run a business, okay? So a lot of these people that criticize me go,
Jeremy only cares about views and money.
yes, motherfucker, I'm a businessman, okay? Yes, I want views, I want money, because I need it to fund my business. The business that I've poured tens of thousands of dollars into and lost money over the years. Yes, I want money. But when I do videos like the In-N-Out Burger video that everybody that saw it loved it, that's fine, but it's not going to get many views because the algorithm's not going to be friendly to it. And I think that video, did you watch that In-N-Out Burger video, Mahler?
Was it where you met like a guy who knew you? Geeks and Gamers? I saw the first half and then I got interrupted by something.
Okay, yeah. And so I had a blast doing that, you know, and I want to do more whimsical stuff like that. The creepy vlogging horror videos, again, they're not going to get many views. They may get 10,000 views, and that's fine. I'm fine with that, but I have to maintain my revenue. So anybody that can hit that join button, $4.99 a month, that's going to help significantly for a lot of these ideas. Plus, I'm fixing to start developing Sports Wars, which is our sports network. That's going to be taking a lot of my time, and this kind of goes back into the reason why I had to step away from the High Council. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but it is what it is. I had to do it. But geocaching, are you familiar with geocaching, Mahler?
No, what is that?
Geocaching is this worldwide scavenger hunt. Now, obviously, I'm not familiar with your area of the world, but I would guess that if you downloaded the geocaching app or if you went onto the geocaching website and you put your location in, I would believe that there is a ton of geocaches in your area. And it's basically a big scavenger hunt. With GPS coordinates, people hide things. This kind of like this unwritten rule where if you find a geocache, they can be, they're kind of hidden based on difficulty. So if it's a 1 through a 5, so 1 being least difficult, 5 being the most difficult, they're rated like that. They can be dug deep down into the dirt. They can be, you know, disguised as other things. And then there's usually like a log, like a log that you sign. And then there's little whatnots inside of the geocache. So the rule is that you can take something out if you find it, but you have to replace it with something of equal or greater value. The first time I heard about it, I was like, this is not real, you know, like, I mean, I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, this is actually a huge thing. I couldn't believe how big it was. And I'm trying to, let me see if I can pull it up on my computer really quick.
Seems like you gotta have a lot of trust for something like that to work.
It's really cool. So there was one geocache I found. It was a level 3 difficulty, I believe, and it was an ammo box. And it was deep in the woods. It probably took us about 3 hours to find it. And we opened it up, and there was this is 5, 6, 7 years ago. We open it up, and there's a disposable camera, and there's a lot of little knickknacks in it and things like that. And then there's a Ziploc bag full of photos that have been developed. And you look at the photos, and it's just years and years and years of families that took pictures of, wife and husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And it's just all these people that have been in that same spot. And it's kind of like, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? And it's really awesome. And I'm trying to see if I can pull this up on my computer right now. I know I can pull it up on my phone, but I'm trying to see if I can get a live map and do a locate. You got to sign up. I don't want to sign in right now because I don't know what my sign is. I haven't been geocaching in forever, but it's pretty damn cool, man. So I'll recommend if anybody likes outdoorsy stuff. Like I went geocaching with Jedi Bunny Kelly when I met her. That's the last time I went, and we only went for a few minutes because I was just trying to show her the basics of it. But she loves the outdoors, and we had a lot of fun with that. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. Blackguard 4 says a wife and a husband. Ooh, that's like really problematic. Patriarchy much? That's true. I'm sorry. I should have never brought that up. My apologies. Smash the melee button if you don't mind. Subscribe to Proper Jeremy. And where we at? Jedi Master 677 says all out of questions, but not money. That's what I'm talking about. And people are going to criticize.
Jeremy only cares about money. He only cares about money.
Hi all says yes on bathwater, but only if they're the one who paid for the water. No, if they were tricked into it. And that's some good context. I totally understand that. Stevie J. Reviews, episode 9 left us with a great tease for Luke in 8. Once that was destroyed in 8, I was done. The mistakes of 8 can't be undone. Or can they? Mahler, can the mistakes of 8 be undone?
No. If you time travel You've admitted you couldn't undo the mistakes. That's what time travel is. It's when you can't do anything. You're like, well, there's always insane magical nonsense. That's always an option.
Well, I mean, and I do think that the time travel can do it, but Mahler hates time travel. I know that.
The problem with time travel is the second you use. I talked to Fringy about this a lot. The second you use time travel, Endgame's in trouble, man. Like for what it's done for the rest of the MCU. How can they ever face anything without going, hey, we could always, time travel? Like, that could solve every one of their problems forever. And you might be like, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, so let's picture a Galactus come in to eat Earth. And they're like, he's unstoppable. There's nothing we can do. It's like, okay, someone time travel back to when Cap was delivering those stones. We'll just ask him if we can borrow them for a second. We'll use them. We'll put them in a new Iron Man gauntlet. We'll kill Galactus, and then we'll give them back to him. Done. Damn, because you can't just say, "Oh, they're destroyed." You can't. It's like, no, you need a really, really clunky throwaway line where they go, "Damn it, the technology is broken, and we can't possibly use it again." You'd be like, okay.
Oh man, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from with that, and just in time travel in general.
When I first heard that Endgame was gonna have time travel in it from the set photos, I remember when they first saw. Everyone was holding like a device, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're in the Avengers 2012 area." So they're going, and I was like, "No, don't do time travel, no." And this is why, because the stakes get ruined from now on.
Now with but we're not invested in the sequel trilogy like we are the MCU. So
no.
So
if they do time travel, I will have a smile on my face in the cinema. I will absolutely be grinning.
Yeah, I want time travel to be implemented into the Rise of Skywalker because I want to see this thing just completely.
If they time travel us back to Episode 6 and then they show a Luke Skywalker young stab and kill Rey, I will forgive them. I'll be like, okay, all right.
That's actually good.
He doesn't even need a reason. He could just do it. You don't even need to write a reason.
That's actually good. Now, have you seen the Zombieland Double Tap trailer?
Yes.
I didn't watch it all. I couldn't. What did it get better? Because I turned it off after 30 seconds. Like, this doesn't look good.
I didn't care. I watched it and I was like, okay. Yeah. I might see it at some point. I'm not I don't really care. This is the zombie movie. Some decent actors. I thought the first one was fine.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first one. I definitely enjoyed the first one. But yeah, this one... Yes. I mean, again, I only saw like the first. I was so checked out of it because I was going to do a trailer reaction, and so I turned on OBS. I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, let me do this. And 30 seconds in, I said, I don't even care. I didn't want to finish my reaction. I meant to turn it back on and just watch it. I was like, I don't even want to. It just does not look good. So there you go.
I had a similar reaction to the new Terminator. A lot of people wanted a reaction on me, and I was like, you had been really bored. I saw it, and I was just like, here we go again.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna destroy my Terminator again.
Oh, God, how do you have such a once? Like Terminator 2 is one of the all-time great action films, and here we are. We are.
And it never ends. This won't be the last one either. It'll be a Terminator 7 where they do something else.
Yeah. And Proper Jeremy's getting all kind of love in the super chats. So again, please subscribe to Proper Jeremy. Really want to get him to 1,000 subs, please, everybody. And Proper Jeremy does do good videos. It's not just a parody account of me. It's not that he's doing the parody account. He still is self over there. So Stevie J Review says support Proper Jeremy to 1K. Mary Mayhem says, can I promo Proper Jeremy? He's such a cool guy. Thomas Gilkey says, I know this has already been said, but go and sub to Proper Jeremy. He's one of the hardest working individuals on YouTube. We love our Proper. You guys are awesome. Proper Jeremy just dropped a link to his channel, so please go and support him. Go see Shaft, y'all. Yes, Mikey. I love Shaft. So did you see the second Shaft movie? It's not.
I've not seen it, but a couple people have recommended it, so I was like, yeah, I'll check it out eventually.
I loved it. I had so much fun watching that. I really did. So the other thing too, I was going to ask you, and I can't remember what it was now. It was something. All right. Well, hang on.
I do like Star Wars.
Hold on. Dude, don't be fucking. I don't know what this doxing comment you're putting in here is, but you're done. I'm deleting your comment. don't post messages about doxing people. I will ban you from the fucking channel immediately. I don't care if it's somebody we don't like. I don't care if it's a movie star. You will be fucking done. All right. I will pull my above average penis out and I will smack you in the fucking face. Don't come into this stream. Don't come into my chat and bring that bullshit into here. All right. It's not welcome and I will not allow it. End of discussion. So, and I'm not taking in, if it's a joke, it's not going to be taken as a joke because I can't tell if it's a joke. Somebody put dox Ryan Johnson and put an address. Not going to happen. Don't do that shit ever. All right. I will fucking end you. All right. So don't do it. Thank you. All right. Sorry, Muller. What were you saying?
Well, you said you wanted to ask me something, and I said, "Oh yeah, I do like Star Wars." That's in case you didn't know that. Got to confirm these things. And Game of Thrones, though not anymore for either of them.
Yeah, I went to see Shaft mainly because SJWs were fucking whining about it, and I loved it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's like a great movie, but what I'm saying is that it was entertaining as hell, and it kind of goes like, again, I say that like a lot of these lunatics, these SJWs, they build race and gender and identity politics as a plot point in a movie now. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's not right. So when I watched Shaft, I enjoyed it because it kind of, it goes against the grain, against the social justice politics, but that doesn't make it a good movie per se. It just makes it entertaining for me. If that makes, I know you, that makes sense to you, Mahler. You know, because you are a master at separating, you know, objectivity versus subjectivity. So, and
sorry, I missed the first half. You saying your reaction to something, was it?
Oh yeah, so it was Shaft. I was just saying that because with a lot of the critics nowadays, they tend to build their social justice politics. If they find that in a movie, it's almost like they treat that like a plot point where they the film a better rating because it has representation or whatever, which is stupid. So when I watch Shaft, it kind of goes against all of that stuff. And actively kind of challenges a lot of that stuff. So, but that doesn't make it a better movie for me per se. It just makes it a more enjoyable movie. You know,
well, it's funny. I've been putting Wolf through Buffy. I've been watching it with him because it's just one of my favorite shows of all time. I want to see what his takes on it are. He does not understand how it's considered a feminist show because of the amount of shots Buffy takes at stuff that would now be a no-no. So, for example, like they'll like they'll make jokes about being racist, for example. Like someone says like, "Oh, I hate those kinds of things," like to a demon, and be like, "Excuse me, that's speciesist." And then the other characters will be like, "What?" Like jokes like that, and you're like, "Wait, what?" you can't be making jokes like that. Like, jeez.
That's funny. I've never seen Buffy, so
it's I guess it's a product of its time because obviously feminism in the 90s was very different than now. So that I just see it as they were willing to have a lot more fun, and all their female characters go through a lot of trouble, and they're very flawed. Like one of the main characters goes through a heavy drug addiction, who's female. So it's the kind of thing where you're just like, wow, and she's still powerful, but she's very, very flawed to the point where it's very actually comparable to Daenerys. She has a sort of arc where she goes a bit to the dark side, if you will, but it's all very clear and set up, and it takes a long time. And it's just, it's really interesting to watch as a sort of relic now, I guess.
I may have to check it out at some point. Yeah, I never watched it. I've heard good things about it though.
I mean, people like Buffy is girl power, not feminism. It's like, yeah, no, I wouldn't. I'm not like I don't want to tar it with the label of feminism right now because feminism means a whole bunch of things that Buffy really isn't at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a show where the women and men are treated pretty equally, with a protagonist who's a very powerful female that's explained in the narrative. She's a superhero, so.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and that's what we there's nothing, that's what we want to see more of. But unfortunately, like the article, and again, just so I can give you guys an update on the what the title of the video is, this is essentially what I went live to discuss right here is this right here, this article from the Independent. Now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every pale, male, and stale superhero character we can. That's what inspired this live stream. And
so stale ones, huh? So we can topple female Thor?
Yeah.
She seems pretty stale already. I don't know.
And then in the end, the best part of it is where she openly admits to her bias. If I could learn how to highlight right there. So we're stepping out of the shadows, and if we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better. Booyah. So that is why I went live, and then this up-and-coming YouTuber named Mahler wanted to join. I'm trying to get his channel a little traction. Hopefully you guys can go sub to him.
I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm here to help. So.
People are getting very, very frustrated. We're going to be coming up to 3 months since I've posted a video now.
Really?
Yeah. I've just been working on this Game of Thrones one. It's taken a really long time. I'm really going to be excited to release this one once I get through it all, though. I put out an update recently on Twitter that was really long, trying to be like, look, I know it's taking ages. I know. But it's all worthwhile. I've got super HD clips. I'm getting all kinds of reaction. I'm doing it right now. I do it with Gary when I'm on his streams. I just grab as many visuals as I can because it's I don't require any audio stuff. But you know, I love matching like snarky comments with characters making snarky faces or shouting or blah blah blah. It makes it a much more engaging experience instead of maybe staring at a poster. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that that's my style. And then there's lots of accuracy stuff I have to go through. I want to make sure I pepper jokes in. I've got to pace things out. Got to make sure my criticisms are actually like not just accurate but entertaining. Because if I just listed to you everything wrong with the episode, like, I don't know, Grand Maester Pycelle's beard is this length in this scene. However, in the current scene, it is actually shorter. You'd be like, okay. So I got to make jokes out of it. For example, I was talking to Shadowversity. There's a part in the newest episode, sorry, not newest, episode 5, where they're firing those scorpions, and one of them says fire. And in the show, they're supposed to say loose, because there is no fire at that point. Because that comes from, like, you know, like pistols and stuff. That's where they started saying fire. So you wouldn't fire a bow, you'd loose. Like, they say knock, draw, and loose, I think. And so it's like, that kind of criticism is very, very nitpicky. It's very small. It's a valid criticism, but it's very small. So it's like, how do I put that in there, but in a way that's easier on the viewer, so that I translate that information, but not in a way that you're looking at me like, oh, come on. So I've made a joke out of it. And it took a while to sort of try and fit it in. I think it's going to work, but I'm excited to see how that works. And just all these different things, they take so much time. And it's just like, it's going to be worth it. Just give me EFAP is supposed to be supplementary content, but now I get people saying, like, he's focusing EFAP. Like, it's 7 hours of my week. The rest of it's spent on my videos.
Oh yeah, I mean, and look, it's like, I mean, I just sit down and hit record with my OBS and upload. Mahler actually takes time to craft what he's doing, and that's why his videos. What'd your last video get? Like 1 million views? The last actual video you uploaded?
Oh, the Game of Thrones episode 4 one. I think it was only like 600K or whatever. Like it's okay. It was those two, funnily enough, were very rushed compared to this one. I'm hoping this one is something that people actually really enjoy and get a good old 2 watches out of it, maybe. That's always a benefit if I can make it that entertaining. Because, you know, when you're at 2 hours, you gotta have, like, everything firing. I mean, you can listen as a podcast, but I'm expecting you can actually watch these as a movie is my intention with a lot of my work.
Right.
And I hope it works that way. If not, well... Just watch EFAB then. I don't know.
I heard that. All right, and again, I think it's kind of a good time to maybe highlight this is the fact that you know, for anybody who has YouTube channels out there, you know, I mean, what was it? Less than 2 years ago, I had under 1,000 subs. What did you have? A couple thousand subs?
2,000, yeah. And they weren't even tied. Like they weren't really even relevant. I got them from a shout out from something completely different, unrelated from my YouTube channel. It may as well have been 0.
And so, you know, you just got to find what works for you. And I think you were kind of gaming content was kind of your focus, right?
Sorry?
Weren't you focused on gaming stuff?
Yes, at first. And then the thing is, I always wanted to do films and TV. And I said since the beginning, I was like, I'm going to cover them eventually, but I'm going to plan it out. And then, like, TLJ pissed me off. So I was like, well, I'm covering films now. It's happening. Then Game of Thrones pissed me off. And I was like, well, I'm covering TV now, too. Fuck it. all you guys, because people want me to do games again. I'm like, all that needs to happen is a game needs to come out that pisses me off, and then I'll cover it.
Yeah, I need to cover more gaming. Kind of, you know, part of that channel name, but there's just there's too much nonsense to cover, man. You know, so you got I don't know. There's so much to focus on. But Eric K says, Jeremy, what Live on Soy and the good thoughts of feminazis. WTF, dude, get with the times. You want money to survive? What the hell? Exactly. It's so offensive for me to believe that, to say, oh, I want money for my business. Oh, so unbelievable.
Is there anybody in our society that doesn't care about money? Isn't the whole point that we pay taxes and then contribute? Yep. Isn't that how it works?
Yep, that's how it works. But there's these people like, you know, you only cares about money. Yes, I do. Thank you. I mean, that's not all I care about, but I definitely care about it. You know.
Yeah, I have no problem with anybody caring about money. You kind of need it.
Kind of need it. Kind of need it.
Especially need like a safety net for when really bad things happen.
Yes, exactly.
Security is really important. But yeah, no, I don't know why I'm explaining fundamentals of living. I'm sure you're aware of this.
Proper Jeremy's at 916 subs. That's awesome. So just 84 more. That would be awesome if he's able to make it. All right. I always struggle with this name. The Tad That Shouldn't Be, I think. The Tad That Shouldn't Be. If you didn't care about money, I would unsubscribe. Insert censored curse word here, socialism. Keep bringing the sweet green. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Honestly, dude, if someone told me they didn't care about money whatsoever, I'd be like, okay. I don't believe you. Because everybody I put it this way. It's like, okay, you'll care about it as soon as you're not going to get any more, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no shame. Jeez.
I know, exactly.
Does everybody have a job for this shit? Everybody, like, I was in retail. I did that because I wanted money. Was that shameful? I don't know.
I definitely didn't do it because I loved retail. I did it because I needed money. Somebody was asking earlier about the join. How do you join? There's a join button. I don't. Apparently, it's not on iPhone, but there should be a join button. Buy, subscribe, and you can hit join. You become a member. It's $4.99 a month. So if you're interested in that, I'm working on adding the emoji perks and all that. Do you have that option on your channel yet?
Join, yeah.
Okay. And so if you're interested in supporting the channel in that way, please feel free to do so. So that was just to answer that question from previous. But Dark Apprentice, if it's the CW Supergirl's bathwater, you don't deserve diseases. You deserve praise and at least one date with Melissa Benoist. Is that how you say her name? Benoist, Supergirl.
I have no idea. Yeah, I know she's the. Yeah, that show is terrible. I saw supercuts of that show. Their police force give up their guns for peace or whatever. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh yeah, man. What is I watched the supercut because Young Rippa told me about it. Because I never watched the show. Young Rippa told me about it. I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is terrible. So, so bad. But she is hot. I'll give her that. But that ain't enough to make me watch that show. So you haven't watched the whole show, right?
I haven't watched the show. No, just the supercut.
Okay. I thought the Superman really looked pretty awesome in that show from the screenshots and the stills I saw. But apparently she was like stronger than him and beat his ass, something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Minute says, let's get proper to 1,000. That's right. Let's get proper, Jeremy, to 1,000 subs. We are 84 away. Last I checked. Hi all. I've stopped watching new movies and AAA games as they're woke as hell. Only AAA games look forward to is Cyberpunk 2020, Outer World, and Getting Subverse, as it is anti-woke game, and there aren't any anti-woke movies. I mean, I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 2020 or 2077. What about you?
That game they just mentioned, Subverse. If you look at the trailer for it, you'll know what they mean when they say it's anti-PC. Let's say I'm actually interested in picking it up because I saw a trailer and I was like, "Whoa, this doesn't typically get made anymore. Like this seems like it's having a lot of fun." And it'd be nice to have more content that breaks free of, like current rules for how you're supposed to do everything. But yeah, no, Cyberpunk will be pretty cool. I'm just gonna wait to make sure everybody says it's amazing before I pick it up because I still haven't played Sekiro. I'm supposed to because I'm a big Dark Souls fan, so it makes sense. But I've just been consumed by video making.
Dude, same here, man. Time is my enemy. It definitely is. I don't get to play hardly any video games anymore. The Exploding Air says Halo Infinite looks great. Halo, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the next Halo. Don't know if I'll have time to play it, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. So, Andrew Maines, I don't know if it's something in the water or I've worked too many hours this week, but SJWBS has me particularly frustrated today. Alyssa Milano's Twitter. Alyssa Milano is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Very much insane. Here's the thing about Twitter. I have muted a lot of words on Twitter, and I've muted a lot of accounts because Twitter is I am seeing so much craziness and just nonsense that I just got tired of seeing it, man. So I really just, I don't use Twitter, and this is for everybody that's watching. Like, I enjoy the Jeremy accounts and the parody accounts of the Jer Army, and the only thing I look at on Twitter anymore is my notifications to see what my followers are tweeting at me or want me to see. I rarely look at my feed anymore because I'm tired of Twitter. I'm tired of it. So it's just, it drags you down, man. I mean, you don't get on Twitter as much as I do, I don't think, do you, Mahler? I mean, you get on there.
It's usually before I go to sleep, I will refresh the main page and just look through what everyone's saying, and I follow a lot of people I disagree with.
Mhm.
Like fucking Hello Greedo. I can't go like a 1 week without straw manning the shit out of everybody he disagrees with. Man, Palpatine looks different in episode 5 and 6. Could you imagine if the OT was released today? Everyone would hate it. It's like, no. Who hated Force Awakens when it came out? Like, there was hardly... Well, I know people did, but you know what I mean. Like,
oh, yeah. Very few, though.
It was pretty celebrated. Like, the idea that The Last Jedi is it's just part of the course. Everyone hates these films these days. Everyone hates films, you know? Everyone hates films. It's fine. It's not like Endgame was adored. It's not like everyone talked about Cap lifting the hammer or anything. Nah. Remember when Cap got really scared and ran away? That was such a great part. When Iron Man fell over and went to sleep. Like,
Hello Greedo seems very bitter to me. Very bitter.
I think he's just on the wrong side. He didn't want to be like he has to commit. And I'm not saying that he doesn't sincerely like the film. I think he does. But holy shit, like he shat on the prequels. And when came time for the sequels to be shat on, as they've more than earned themselves to, he's like, no, I like them. It's like, well, people like the prequels, dude. You know?
Yep.
Like, and yeah, just we all have franchises and IPs we don't like having been shit on. It happens. We all like listen out to the conversations and just instead of just being like, where the OT would have been hated too. It's like, oh, when they say Empire would have been hated. I'm like, you guys are insane.
Oh,
Do you know what Empire would have done if it was released? People would be like, holy fuck, I can't wait for the next one. It's gonna be great.
I know. Oh, we got Gary here. What's up, Gary?
What's up, guys?
How are you, my friend?
Shut up, Gary. Everyone would have hated Empire when it came out, if it came out today.
Absolutely. Oh my god, the SJW nonsense, overpowered Leia, you know. Yeah, even in her powerful bikini. What's up, Jeremy? How's it going, guys? I can't stay super long. But you were talking long enough to where I could like work out, go get some coffee, then come home, feed the dogs, and get to talk to Mahler and Jeremy. How was the drive home, Jeremy?
Oh man, I stopped once. I stopped in Big Spring, Texas, and because my wife had a hotel there, and she's damn it, I didn't mean to get into her business, but she runs hotels. But so my wife had a hotel there, so I stopped there and slept for a few hours, and then I got back on the road. My sleep schedule is about as fucked up as a sequel trilogy right now. I mean, I can't. I'm all fucked up. I can't sleep right now. I'm all jacked up. But yeah, man, it's all good. And I wanted to do a little more on my ride home, but I just wanted to get home. I missed my family. I missed my dogs, and I missed. The only thing I regret is once I got home, I did wake up after I slept and I was like, there's no In-N-Out burger here. I need to go back to California. So, but yeah, man, hanging out with you, Gary, was great, man. And I did, like I said earlier, I don't know if you heard, but I mean, like me and you, like it felt like we've known each other for 10 years. You know what I mean? We just hung out. It was awesome, you know, and glad to call you a friend, man. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was that's how cool the Fandom Menace is. I got to meet you. I like everybody I met this weekend I had never met or hung out with you all weekend. We didn't get sick of each other, which is pretty amazing because I can wear on people. And just ask Mahler. No, just kidding, Mahler. Just kidding. And you met some of the people of the Fandom Menace at the meetups, and then we saw them multiple times, which was cool. We ended up, we're like, let's do 3 meetups. Fuck it, you know, and that was great. Disneyland. Got to meet Mike S. Miller.
Yep. As a matter of fact, look at this, everybody. Mike gave this to me. This is G.I. Joe versus Transformers. Mike S. Miller actually gave this to me. It's so cool, man. autographed it and everything. And that just meant that was awesome. I was like, holy shit, man, that's great. So yeah, I got to meet so many cool people. And I guess so. You're going to Star Trek Con in
Next
Vegas.
week.
And then are you going to New York Comic Con?
I applied for press passes and they got back to me and I'm under review. So maybe you should try the same thing.
I may have to do that.
See if we can get in for press passes.
Yeah, I've never been to New York.
Neither have I.
I will tell you this, that I will strongly consider driving the Z car to New York. I think that'd be fun. Because once you get to New York, like where's New York Comic Con located at?
It's in the city. It's in New York City. I don't know where in New York City, but it's in New York City proper.
So if I drove my Z car, I would be parked and then I would be taking, public transportation to the con for sure. Okay. All right. That would be the ideal scenario for sure. But yeah, I will definitely consider that. Was it October, first week of October?
Yeah. I've got a couple cousins who live out there, and my the manager of my store lives in the Bronx. So we've got people if we need them, but I'll try to get. You could probably get a hotel, and I could probably get a hotel. But Mahler should go too.
Making me step outside my humble abode.
Yes.
How dare you?
I would.
I live
I'm going
inside
to the UK,
a very distant volcano on Mars, so it's difficult for me to...
You and Dr. Manhattan's blue penis. Just
we're good friends.
Together. We're good friends. The penis or Dr. Manhattan?
He powers my PC.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. Oh, that's why it works so well.
Can we announce what we talked about for?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So officially, Gary from Nerdrotic is now officially the Geeks and Gamers channel, and he will make a weekly video here on Geeks and Gamers, and I am fucking happy with this. So happy.
My God.
Yeah. So
commitments.
So it makes me happy to have Gary on, and we're definitely working on flushing this channel and giving some more content. Now, am I lagging? It looks like I'm lagging.
A little bit.
Let me turn my camera off, and maybe that will help. Because I can see the lag right there. 144p, Jeremy. Yeah, it's bad. So,
there.
Jeremy is not
well. Mine on.
Oh yeah, see there, you got Gary. You lost me, but you got Gary, so that's good.
Mike S. Miller, Mahler. Mike S. Miller used to draw Duncan Egg comics. You know the Sword. Sword. Yeah, so he gave me this page. From the Sword and Sword. Yeah, he's a Game of Thrones artiste. He did covers and stuff.
You know what? I've watched through just under half of the Comic-Con panel. There is so much animosity towards Game of Thrones in general. Like, even the announcer had to acknowledge, he was just like, so, a lot of people didn't like what happened with Game of Thrones. So just, the panel in general. And
I gotta watch that. That's video material.
I was going to say, I was actually going through because I was like, there's got to be gold in here somewhere. And like Conleth Hill, they were like, you've been very vocal about not liking it. How do you feel now? And he's like, I loved working with everybody over the course of the show. It's like, of course he did.
It was so fun. I loved my last scene. It was great. And I'm thankful.
Can you guys hear me okay, though? From an audio standpoint? Okay. Yeah, my internet, I don't know, yesterday I went live for the first time in like 7 years, and my internet was like terrible. And so I don't know what's going on, but I called them last night. I've got a really good plan on my internet, but I guess I'm gonna up it again. So
do you have fiber?
No, we don't have fiber yet.
Oh man.
No, it's very
Get with
frustrating.
the times, Jeremy.
I know. Well, they don't have it in the area. So
it's Florida, Mahler.
It's Florida. We're probably never gonna get it. So it's just how it is. So there was a question. So and also I can't remember if I said this, Gary, because I got confused. Did you are you gonna go live later?
Probably later tonight. Yeah, I've got to do two videos now. Something big came up with in my world.
Do me a favor, if you don't mind. If Proper Jeremy isn't he's 80 away from 1,000. So if he's not there by the time the stream ends, try to give him a shout out. Let's get him to 1,000.
Yeah, I'll get him on. Like if he wants to come on, we'll get him on. And
yeah,
and anybody's welcome. You're welcome. Mahler's welcome. When I go on, I'll send out links.
Might not be available, unfortunately. I might be. I don't know how much longer I'll stay. I'm waiting on someone to tell me that they're ready for me to pop into something else.
Gotcha. Well, it's always an open invitation to all you guys.
Wonderful.
Yeah, like
do you want? Is there a better way than just waving my hand in the chat, or is that the best way?
Like with Gary, the best way is to spam him.
Did I miss you? I am so sorry. I'm going to give you my phone number. Okay. I'm going to give you my phone number and you can text me. That's literally the best way to get a hold of me. I'm a little insane with that stuff. And
I can't tell you how many times I've tried to get Gary's attention on Twitter and this chat when he's live streaming. And finally, I'll just call him and he's live. He's like, "Hey, Jeremy, what's up?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying to get a link." He's like, "Oh, my bad."
Sorry, everybody. I get going, and I get locked in on I don't even remember what I say half the time, to be honest with you, but it's not that important. I'm sorry. I'm ignoring you guys. I don't mean to do it. I'm ignoring Mahler, cause I'm so big time now. Yeah. I was late to freaking meeting Seth MacFarlane. I'm really not that much of a dick. I'm just scatterbrained. Okay. Just
somebody said Mahler getting them digits.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
First of all, hey, my BFF Mahler. Okay. Don't be moving in on my territory.
We can have several BFFs between us.
We're a very open relationship.
Yeah.
I'm in San Francisco.
Now there was something else in the chat. There's so much going on right now I'm trying to keep up with, and there was a comment.
I heard you smack down that doxer, man. That was brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. Couldn't deal with that. So
good.
God dang it, I can't find it now. Okay. So Vandy Coop says, "Hey Jeremy, what Ahsoka figure is that?" I don't know which one it is. Anna, that Star Wars girl, actually got this figure for me at Frankensons a long time ago. I don't think that it came in a package or anything. I think it was just on display. So I'm not sure which figure this is. So, but it's I really like the figure, and I think I started putting this up. I don't know. She had something going on a long time ago, and so I just kind of put it up there. It's kind of like a little indirect kind of signal to show support, and then everybody liked it, so stayed up. So there it is. But Frankensons, if you are in the Southern LA, Southern California, amazing. Have you been to Frankensons, Gary?
I have. Yeah, many times. That goes way back to the 90s. It's like a permanent Comic-Con. It's open on Wednesdays and weekends. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. So it's a really cool place. All right, let me catch up on a few super chats really quick. Brian McArdle says, "Mahler, stop reminding me about Willow's character arc. There are no female characters like that anymore."
You still going, Gary? Wolf is getting closer and closer to the end. It's impressive. He's liking it.
I'm still going. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's actually been distracting the hell out of me and keeping me from watching shows I'm supposed to be reviewing, like The Boys and stuff. It's like, I'd rather watch Buffy. It's better. The Boys is good. Don't get me wrong, people. The Boys is good.
We're into season 5, and man, season 5, I don't know what's going on, but they like knock it up a notch again. And it's like when Buffy first finds out that Joyce has a shadow, and it's just a scene where she tries to explain it in simple terms. Wolf was just like, how the hell did this happen? How did this show get here when we started season 1? I was just like, I don't know, man.
It's mind-boggling how much better it gets and how much they just don't write like that anymore. They're not free to write like that. Real quick, Jeremy, not to interrupt you. The problem I have with The Boys right now, and you guys, if you've read the comic books and you're watching the show in itself is fine, but they make a bunch of narrative moves to depower the men, and it's frustrating. So the main character has to now answer to a woman for some stuff, and another main character has to answer. Like, they've created all these scenarios. There was plenty of stuff with the comic is pretty crass and raunchy to begin with. Okay, it's got it's a nasty Garth Ennis comic. So basically, they're keeping all the nasty stuff for the men, and they're cleaning up all the women so none of the nasty stuff happens to them. And if they are flawed, it's because they trusted a man. So while I like the show, I'm seeing all these changes, and I know what's behind them, and it's making me crazy that it's effing with such a good story that they don't need to F with. And it's only because they cannot, for some reason, show any men in charge that are competent. If there's a man in charge, he's an idiot. And it's happening in every show now. And this is why Buffy could never be made, because they have these rules that they have to live by now with Doctor Who and Star Trek and everything else. It's making me insane. It's like it's ruining entertainment completely. And I'm not saying every man has to like dominate a woman or anything. It's just got, like you said, it's just got to be equal punishment, equal praise. That's all.
Yeah, and Willow is simultaneously one of the most flawed characters on Buffy while being possibly the most powerful character in the show.
Yep. And they wouldn't write her like that anymore. They would find a way to make it Giles' fault or something. I mean, they would. And it's just, they don't need to do this, but they're doing it deliberately, and it's effing up everything we're watching. Even a show like, it's hard for me to criticize. My friend co-created that show. Kills me to say that. But you know, and it's not like he doesn't make these decisions. You know, he's an EP on it, but I mean, he's an EP, and they, you know, he's creative consultant, but they're not, you know, going to totally listen to him every time because it's Hollywood. Now that's not anything he's told me, by the way. That's just my speculation. But
that's good though. That's good. That's good feedback. Go ahead, Gary. I didn't know you should.
No. I'm sorry, I took over there, but it's I've watched 4 episodes. It's a decent show, but if you read the comics, you're gonna be going, why did they do that? Why? And that's the answer. Why? The answer why is they cannot show a competent man in power unless, if your protagonist is male, he has to be answering to a female. That is in every GD show right now. And it's ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to call that out because we're sick of it. Like, we're all sick of it. Real quick, there's a $50 super chat I want to address. Sally King says, definitely come to New York City Comic Con. I'm a New Yorker, and it would be awesome to meet you guys. Split this between the 3 of you, 15 for Gary and Mooshley each, and the rest.
I have many nicknames.
I only know Long Man, and that's from my good buddy, right? What's his
good
name?
old Mr. Saint. Yeah, I think he curses the fact that he's helped birth that, because Long Man is one of my favorite nicknames, and there's so many memes that involve with it. And it's, my fans are very quick to respond to people who ever say anything like, I'm not watching Mole's videos, they're way too long. It's like, Long Man bad. Simple. And you know, you could be, I'm fine with someone not watching my video because it's too long, but you're telling me my content's bad because it's long? It's like, yeah, Long Man bad then. Like, what else is that?
Well, and he took a clip of me where I said in a video, boycott Captain Marvel, go see Alita. And he took that clip specifically and put it, and he goes, see, Jeremy did call. Jeremy does support boycotts. The video he took that from was a video where it was titled Boycott Captain Marvel. And the context of the video was me specifically saying, because people are accusing me of this, I'm just going to go ahead and do it just to fuck with them. So I'm going to make a Captain Marvel boycott video just to troll them. And so they took this snippet out of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like, he
did that with all my work.
Yeah. And I'm like,
just to give you the quick example, right? So you know how in my rage and praise series, I don't talk about in the praise, I don't talk about the negatives, and in the rage, I don't talk about the positives. For example, there are positives to season 8, episode 5 of Game of Thrones. Some of the visuals are really good. Some of the acting's really good. Here's all these things, but I'm busy talking about all the things that suck, so I don't want to. They're biased videos. They're not doing an objective, calm view of everything. That's what the critiques are for. And I made that very clear, and he basically tried to argue that when it comes to stuff I hate, I'll only talk about the bad. When it comes to stuff I like, I only talk about the good. And that I mysteriously left out all the criticisms of Infinity War in my Infinity War praise. And in the video, he cuts out the part where I actually say explicitly, I'm not talking about the flaws in this video. There are flaws in this film. I'm not going to be talking about them. And it's just like, what? You can't just... all I did was play his video on EFAP and then have the timestamp from my video, and I played that, and it was just like, there you go, done. That's all you need to do, guys. Whenever he criticizes you, just play the video in full. That's it. It's like, well, we did it. Nice.
I remember because I was on live with you one night when you informed me, or your audience informed me of what he said, and then I don't know. I just felt like after I couldn't watch his whole video on me, and I just went ahead and went full sarcasm with my response. I thought about making a more detailed response. Was, you know what? I'm just going to be a sarcastic asshole about it because I think this will probably work him up even more. And that video did pretty damn well too. Not like, I don't think it got 100,000 views or anything, but it did okay. And I even accused myself because they were saying that I don't. They're like, what do they say? Something about low effort video. I'm like, I'm gonna turn my phone on. I'm gonna hold my phone and do this response. I'm gonna make this as low effort as possible. If that's what you want to accuse me of, let's just do it. But yeah, Gary has no interactions with what's his name again?
Oh, Jack Saint. Yeah.
Jack Saint. No interactions with Jack Saint at this point, huh, Gary?
Give
I'm
it
not
time,
big
Gary.
enough yet. Yeah. Once I hit the big time like you guys, maybe. Maybe I'm being too nice, I don't know.
No, you'll get there, buddy. We believe in you.
Oh, I'll try. My next video might help. Might help a lot. So
what are you focusing on your channel here moving in the next week or so? What's the focus?
I'm gonna try to get some Comic-Con residual stuff out of the way, and then it's Star Trek all week next week. It's gonna be just 100%. Oh, and I'm doing an Orville video over the weekend. I need to talk to you about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing a special Orville video, but so there's something nasty tonight. There's potential good news, but no, it's not good news. Anything being remade or made right now is going to suck. Even if it's something I truly, it's Hitchhiker. They're going to make a Hitchhiker TV show on Hulu. And it means it's Disney, this is my favorite book in the world, my favorite author in the world. And it's not going to, it's going to suck. But, yeah, and then another video. I don't have time for this shit because I got Star Trek coming up. And there's plenty of crap with that. That's going to be a week of nonsense and low effort videos, lots of car videos and
car video.
I like that. Do you see Red Letter Media's coverage of Picard? Like they talk about the potential of it, what they would maybe have done if it was them, what they can get from the trailer, and I love that their conclusion is it'll be shit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be shit.
I love those guys. I love their takes on Star Trek for sure, on everything.
Yeah, Mike's heavy into Star. I think he prefers Star Trek to Star Wars, actually.
Oh, and, yeah, he's a Trekkie.
Definitely at this point, because Star Wars is a corpse. Well, Star Trek, I guess they've still got plenty to ruin with Star Trek.
There's still time. Yeah.
Now,
there's still time.
Gary, have you heard about the time travel stuff that Red Letter Media brought up?
Oh yeah, I watched that video. God, if the Ewok thing happens for real, that would be so great.
Yeah, that was like cool. Evil Ewoks controlled by Palpatine. I'll watch it.
A corpse Palpatine that's still alive, and he's sitting on a throne of Ewok skulls and emaciated Ewoks with like glowing red, purple eyes of Dark Force. That would
let's just go R-rated. Fuck it.
Yes, that would make everything okay instantly. I'd be the biggest Ewok fan.
Gosh, it's all so fucked up, man.
If they do that, if they do time travel, I agree with you, Mahler. That's just throwing up the white flag, and
we gave up.
Yeah, and when you put it that way, it really puts a different perspective on the MCU. I'm like, they put up the white flag. They did.
Yeah, I honestly I wish they didn't do that. And you know what? I think it's like a double whammy. I think we would have been better off because we would have had the Thanos that we knew.
Yep.
And you might be like, how do you make it work? It's like, you're a writer. You can make it work. You can make it work. You find a way. Yep. You make it so that he decided to hide all of the stones, no, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can make up whatever the hell you want. Just don't do time travel, for fuck's sake.
Don't do time travel. Just don't.
No matter what contrivance or plot hole you end up having in favor of defeating Thanos, it will be better than time travel.
And the thing is, this is Marvel Comics, and for those of you who've read Marvel Comics all your life, that's all they're about: contrivance and plot holes, because they never rebooted their universe. Like DC, when they write themselves into a corner, they're just like, let's reset everything. Marvel, no, we're gonna do something stupid. Now, sometimes it causes a lot of backlash, like ending Peter Parker's marriage with Mary Jane by a deal with Mephisto in One More Day, or I mean, they do some crazy stuff, but it's still within canon and it's still explained. It's dumb, but it's.
You think they would do time travel when they were thinking of ending it all? You know, because if you introduce time travel and solve a problem with it and then end, we don't have to wonder about how everything else would have gone. We can just be like, all right, I guess it's over.
Yeah,
but I mean, they're not ending the MCU anytime soon. That's going to be going after I'm dead.
Nope.
We can have like 1,000 films.
Even after Long Man Dead.
Well, you know, Red Letter Media were like, do you think the fatigue is coming? And I was just like, oh, I just had like a nostalgic flashback. I remember them talking about that when I looked at their review of Thor 2. they were like, "Oh, fatigue is setting in." It's like apparently, if you ask me honestly, when do I think audiences will be tired of superhero movies? I'd be like, I don't know, man. Like when the audience is gonna get tired of movies, the problem is you can make literally any movie and then just have a superpowered person in it, and then to a degree, you don't even need that. Just a rich guy who gets gadgets is enough to be a superhero these days. So you can have any film, like the idea that if sci-fi got a big boost and became like the new thing, and superheroes started to fall away, it's like, well, just have sci-fi superhero movies. Like, okay, but the new thing is horror. It's like, have horror superhero movies. Oh, okay, but the new thing is westerns again. They've made a resurgence. Okay, I have superhero western movies. Like, superheroes can infect everything.
Absolutely everything. And they infected Star Trek, for Christ's sake. So, yeah,
Well,
season
I mean,
two had Iron Man in it, basically.
There's no the fatigue question is a built-in excuse is what it is. So therefore, when they start making bad product and the audience rejects it, they can fall back onto the fatigue excuse, which is exactly what they did with Solo. There's no such thing as Star Wars fatigue. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no such thing.
I can tell you, once The Last Jedi came out, I would have been interested in seeing Episode 9 the following day just to see how the hell they were going to fix it. Solo, though, I was like, I don't care about Solo.
Right. I mean,
prequel film for a character that doesn't need a prequel? Like, what the fuck?
A dead character?
It was an inherently terrible idea from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to see a Han Solo prequel movie without Harrison Ford being featured in it. Nobody wants to see Han Solo without Harrison Ford, period. Especially in that particular time frame. And then the actor that they chose just didn't really... I mean, forget the movie itself, just how he looked in the trailers, it just didn't feel and look like Han Solo. You're coming off of The Last Jedi, which people were pissed off about.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, there's no such thing as Star Wars fatigue. There's a such thing as bad Star Wars movies, which is what you're giving us. If you go back to
we haven't even had that much Star Wars. It's not even that much.
We haven't. I mean, the enthusiasm for Star Wars was bigger than it's ever been before and after The Force Awakens. The numbers are there to support it. Now, don't get me wrong. I was around when The Phantom Menace came out, and it's hard to compare the two because this was before social media and everything. But The Phantom Menace returning, though, it might have actually been a bigger deal than The Force Awakens. It's hard to tell, but in sheer numbers, Star Wars has never been bigger than it was with The Force Awakens. But even with the prequels, even with the problems with the prequels, even with Attack of the Clones, which is kind of the worst of the prequels, Revenge of the Sith still did fantastic at the box office because people love Star Wars. They're always going to support Star Wars. But the fatigue excuse to me is a built-in excuse for bad storytelling and these companies doing terrible things. And when the audience rejects it, they fall back onto the excuse of, well, it's just fatigue. No, you just suck at what you're doing right now, but you don't want to take any responsibility. So that's how.
And I don't know how much, you guys have seen a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of movies. Can you name a lot of fatigues of things? Everyone always references westerns, and I'm always like, I mean, you could still make them, and they'd still be good. Them, yeah, it's not like
Star Trek was, and it's gonna if fatigue kicks in. Star Trek's the only really good example. They had 2 series and a movie series going at the same time in the mid-90s. But the problem is they started getting really cookie cutter and average and homogenized, and it was Star Trek with a stick up its butt, and it lost its personality. It was still pretty good and passable as far as DS9 was concerned, and some Voyager. The Next Generation movies sucked, but I still enjoyed them. But they started getting average, and you couldn't tell the difference between the 3. So that's the only real time of I've witnessed actual franchise fatigue. Otherwise, they just don't get off the ground. They don't have enough time to have fatigue. So we're in new ground here with the MCU. This is we've never seen this before. So it will end in a way we've never seen before. Crashing and burning. It'll maybe just fade away, burn out. Who knows? Or last forever.
Yeah, I mean, somebody mentioned in the chat, but as soon as Mahler mentioned Westerns, I thought about 310 to Yuma. I thought 310 to Yuma was great.
Yep.
I really like that film.
Christian Bale, Russell Crowe, and Ben Foster, which to me is one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood.
He really is. He's great in that film.
He's fantastic. Have you ever seen Alpha Dog?
I think so, once.
Yep.
Alpha Dog's got Emile Hirsch, Justin Timberlake. It's got Ben Foster in it. Alpha Dog is a great movie too. I've never really enjoyed Justin Timberlake as an actor. I do enjoy him as a musician and entertainer, but I'd never thought he was that good as an actor. I thought he was kind of cringe, but he's fantastic in Alpha Dog. But Alpha Dog, it's also got the guy that passed away from Star Trek, the young guy. What's his name?
The guy
Oh,
played
Anton Yelchin.
Yeah. It's also got him in it, and it's based on a true story. I don't know. I'm just telling you, if you haven't seen Alpha Dog, anybody in the audience, I highly recommend Alpha Dog. It is a very powerful movie and pretty hard to watch at times, man, at least towards the end. But because it's based on a true story. But Ben Foster, that's where I saw Ben Foster for the first time. He really stood out to me. I'm like, this dude is amazing. So
He's in a little he's in my club of actors that are like Jason Isaacs is in that club for me as well. I wish he had more work. He got more roles. I don't know what happened. He was he does great in everything he does, and he just never seems to. He was in Star Trek Discovery, right, Gary?
Yeah, he sucked in it.
I assume so.
Wait,
I remember.
Ben Foster it was not Ben Foster. No, it's Jason Isaacs. I like Jason Isaacs too. I do. And I wanted to like his character. He was the better character in it, but he played like a George Bush type captain. And just it's impossible to like anybody in that show. It's Last Jedi bad. It's Last Jedi bad, if not a little worse.
Well, that's the thing, right? What's his name? Why am I blanking his name? Poe Dameron's name.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
he's fantastic at his best. But like even everyone in TLJ is kind of just meh. He's there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I will get to the super chats. We got Gary and Nerdrotic on here. I mean, Mahler and Nerdrotic on here, and it's really good discussion. And I don't really want to interrupt that too much, but I will get all the super chats will be taken care of. Don't worry. There's a lot of them right now piling up on me, but we got. How much longer do I have you guys for?
Like a couple minutes for me.
I could drop out any second. I don't know.
Okay. Well, so hang as long as you can. Gary, I do want to talk to you. So after this, I'll shoot you a text. If you can call me.
Yep.
Because we do need to talk about a couple things. But yeah, it's great to have these guys here for sure. And yeah, Proper Jeremy is doing a great job as the mod, and we've got other people here.
Oh, he's in there. Hey, I tweeted out your channel, Proper. So hopefully
we're gonna get you there.
Hey, I Googled Proper Jeremy and Proper Jenny still comes up for the channel, by the way, just saying. But when you go to your channel, it says Proper Jeremy.
What happens when you do those jokes there, Proper? So
joke's on you, buddy.
Let me see. Where did I leave off? Oh, the Willows character. When somebody asks you, why do you have a keyhole for your nose, Mahler?
That's a secret. That's actually, I can't remember because there's a lot of fan art. I've jumped between a few for my icon, and I can't remember if the keyhole came in first with this one or the previous one. But I don't know. I guess stylized, it just looks pretty neat. I don't think there's any reason that the artist did it, from what I'm aware of.
I've never noticed it until that question came up. So.
Little keyhole.
Good stuff.
Maybe that's how you unlock the mask.
Yeah, there you go. Right, you go. Proper Jeremy says, since everyone in this chat is awesome, I'll host a Council of Jeremys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So a Council of Jeremys is happening over on Proper Jeremy's channel. So definitely, please, again, subscribe to Proper Jeremy. Darth Vader, hey Jeremy, I just wanted to say thanks for letting me and my friend take a picture with you at Comic-Con. We really appreciate it. I support you guys. Hey, dude, it was awesome. Gary, that was when we were at the Hot Toys with me, you, and Mike S.
Slideshow, yeah.
And those guys found us. And yeah, again, it was a pleasure meeting both of you guys. I appreciated the enthusiasm and the passion you showed. I mean, I know you guys even said you were like, we've been trying to find you all day long, man. And that meant a lot to me. I was like, I appreciate that, you know? So yeah, it was a pleasure, man. And we appreciate
it. Cool as hell. Yeah, that was great. No negative interaction. Jeremy was getting stopped every like 5 seconds because big star and everything, you know. They'd recognize me, but they'd ask me to like take the picture or hold his bags or something like that. You'd be a Sherpa. But honestly, no. I was asked to like, did anybody like give us the bird or anything? Not that I noticed. Not a single time. So
no, not at all.
Nothing but love.
Yeah,
I mean, typically the people who are very, hateful towards you guys or even I in IRL stuff are probably like, yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it'll never happen. They'll never confront us in person.
Unless
I
they
did have
throw a
that one
fucking
guy.
milkshake or whatever.
I did have that one guy when I was at Star Wars Celebration. I was live streaming, and he's like, "Aren't you the guy that hates Star Wars for a living?" I said, "I'm the guy that hates shitty Star Wars for a living." And he's like, "Oh, fair enough." You know, so it's really the only thing that I've ever had said to me. Albert Nada V 2.0. There's bleeding cool news. Is this article from Bleeding Soy News? That's a possibility. That's the article I was reading from the Independent. Proper Jeremy says, I'll also release a improper YouTubers video featuring various mistakes by fellow YouTubers. Jeremy will obviously be featured numerous times. If you catch Mahler's mistakes, DM me on Twitter. Mahler doesn't make mistakes. So
How dare you? Don't honestly, people will just clip that and be like, see, he thinks he doesn't make any mistake. I do make mistakes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Let's see. Ansit says, saw a few episodes of The Boys. Voight equals Disney makes it funny, but total SJW. Voight CEO is lactating mother. Is that so? Is it good? Is it good or not?
I can't decide yet. I got to watch the whole thing before I. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult again because I have a friend involved, but I've got also. I can't shill. It's impossible for me to do it. I will tell Derek the same thing I will tell you guys. It's why did you make those changes from the book? It was completely to just for feminism right now, and it hurts the story. So far it's hurting the story for me. I'll say that. I got to see how it could. It's plenty gory. It makes fun of Disney quite a bit. That's the one good thing. But yeah, God, yeah, the lactating mother thing. While she's the evil CEO, but she's not that evil because she's a woman, so she can only be so evil. She's just doing her job, and it's probably going to be a male board that she has to answer to that's causing her to do this stuff. And yeah, it's just the same. You know, it's tired. I'm tired of it.
We all are. Hey, Gary, check your DM real quick. I got a question for you, but I don't want to ask it on air until I get you to confirm it.
I went to the clinic. Everything is fine.
Darth Gavel says, Jeremy, if you tell the SJWs that money is the root of all evil, they will start burning their money. They will. They absolutely will. Gentlemen, Abu Naso proper eats a Reaper at 1K. Let's get him there. That is awesome. JG Fiffy, how dare you care about money, you monster? Take my $5 in protest. LOL. And Mahler, your Predator reviews is by far my favorite. Hashtag Yo Joe.
I've heard that from a couple people. I appreciate that. It was really underperforming, but I didn't really care because I love Predator. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. I seriously care about this movie. But people were like, no, it was good for Predator fans. I think that everything was gotten across. Just because Gary, you still haven't seen that new one, right?
Your last Predator one I haven't seen the new film. I've seen your video though, so I don't need to see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just if you want to destroy Predator, you take away the fact that it's a sport hunting alien and you replace it with it's hunting to splice genetics and its next target is autism.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you do it. If that's how you want to do it. Yeah, there you go. You did it.
It looks like they're doing the same damn thing with Terminator. It looks like Terminator is going to be Predator again, over.
And then Alien will be next on the chopping block again. They all have a rotation. It's really sad.
Well, the aliens will be dyslexic. I think they'll just cut.
Gary, I will let you say it then. You want to tell people what you received at Comic-Con?
So at Comic-Con, something very surreal happened, and I didn't seek this out. They sought me out, which made it that much more special, I guess. So I got a producer from the Orville reached out to me, Tom Constantino. He's really cool dude. He's a straight up nerd. Liked what I said about the Orville, invited me to the Orville experience, and got to go to the Orville experience VIP event with all the press and getting the stink eye from some people going, what is this guy doing here? Which was great. I loved it. And then I got to talk to Seth MacFarlane on the phone, which was bizarre. Jeremy was there. Somebody threw a phone in front of my face and it says Seth on it. I'm like, oh, okay, this will be an interesting conversation. And within that conversation, so I made a video for the Orville for Geeks and Gamers, because Jeremy had mentioned that he hadn't seen it, and I was like, hey, I'd love for your viewers to hear about the show, because I love the show a lot. And Seth saw that video. So Seth watches, I'm sure he pays attention to Orville videos made, and he watched the one on Geeks and Gamers. So Seth watched a video on this channel. He's watched videos on my channel. I'm sure he's watched others too, like the Popcast and stuff, because they were there, obviously. And he thanked us for what we did, and he thanked us for our honesty. And I think there is a lot of legitimacy to what Mahler, what Jeremy and I do. And I think some creatives in Hollywood appreciate honesty and candor, and they don't like, I don't want, let's just insinuate, it was insinuated, not from Seth, from other people in the Orville, that they prefer to hear from people who tell it like it is, instead of I'm going to be a yay Orville channel. And that, I think, goes a long way. And so I think shilling, I don't know if it does really that much good anymore, to be honest with you. I think there's so much shilling out there that they just, God, can we just get an honest opinion on something? We really want to know if our work sucks or not, because some people actually care and they don't want to fight the fans on it. And the Orville is the shining example of everything we asked for in the Fandom Menace. We might not agree with them politically, and that's not the point. In my opinion, my interpretation is we don't have to agree with each other politically. We just have to like the entertainment, and it can't alienate people, anybody, and stop equating half the country to fringe elements, you know, and that's what they do. They reached, they talked about, I was shocked as anybody. And it was because of the video I made for Jeremy, and it's because it was on his channel. Cause you got a bigger reach than I do. So, it was cool as hell to hear that he watched our channels. I thought that was cool as hell.
Yeah, man, it's great it's really cool to hear. And I mean, I've told you guys this. I mean, I've been impressed with Gary since the first time I saw him over on the High Council when he filled in for me that week. And I think Gary's got awesome things going on, and I'm happy that I'm able to collaborate with people like Gary and Mahler, because we all kind of bring a different perspective to the table, but we all kind of end up at the same destination, about where we feel, but we approach it differently. And I think that's important to have. And I'm not all about Geeks and Gamers being about me. So the fact that Gary got identified with Geeks and Gamers makes me as happy as it would have been if it would have been me. And I'm not saying Seth doesn't know who I am or whatever, but it's the fact that, Gary made a video on this channel. It did really well. Seth MacFarlane saw it on this channel. He tweeted about it, like 20 minutes after this thing went public on Geeks and Gamers?
Yep.
So yeah, man, it's awesome to be part of this. And, I just want to continue to collaborate with people that when I can and show different perspectives. But like I said, we seem like we always end up at the same place, even if we have different ways to get there. And that says a lot about entertainment as a whole. Somebody like Mahler, who kind of looks at things in a different lens than I do, in terms of how he approaches films and structure and the entertainment aspect of it. He looks at things differently, but when it's all said and done, we generally kind of end up in the same place. That's not by surprise.
I'd say we typically do, and that we don't 100%, and that's a good thing.
Oh,
yeah. God, yes.
The last thing we want is all of us running the exact same channel, because what would be the point?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Well, and I'll be honest. Oh, I'm sorry, Gary, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and you never know who's watching. I mean, if the videos get enough traction, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the creatives are seeing it. So.
Yeah, and another thing I want to go ahead and talk about too, I'll go ahead and announce this publicly. Quarter Black Garrett from the Stephen Crowder show. We're gonna have Gary and I are gonna have him on Geeks and Gamers here soon. So it's gonna be happening very soon. He is a producer for Stephen Crowder show. He is a fan of the Fandom Menace and Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, and all of us. And so we're gonna have him on probably next week at some point when Gary and I can kind of pin down a time. We were supposed to do this before we left before I left for California, but unfortunately we just couldn't make it happen. There was a lot going on, but we're going to have that happening very soon. I've spoke with him on private message on Twitter, as Gary has. Looking for, he was in the chat earlier, by the way. I don't know if he's still there, but
he's one of us. He's Fandom Menace.
Totally. And he's a big supporter of everything we have going on, man. And really cool, man. So we got a lot more stuff in the works too. Don't think that this is it. There's a lot more we just really can't, we can't talk about at this point in time. So we're trying to pin things down, but a lot of good stuff is going on in the Fandom Menace and Geeks and Gamers. And I'm just happy to be connected to all of you guys. So, all right. Where am I at now?
I'm gonna have to duck out at this point.
Okay.
But thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for having me on, Jeremy and Mahler. It's great talking to you, my friend.
Nice to see you too, sir.
Good
Who knows? Maybe I'll see you again. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. I'll be sending out messages about this, but I told Jeremy, I don't know if you caught it, but the EFAP's got their anniversary coming up, and we're going to have a sort of free-for-all where anybody and everybody can jump in, and we'll just be having chats and stuff for a good 24 hours. Everybody who's previously been a guest will essentially be welcome on to however they want.
Oh, I'll be there. That's right around my 50th birthday, too.
Oh, 50th episode is what we're doing. So
yeah, all right. That's cool as hell. All right, gentlemen, have a wonderful day and keep up the great work, great content. It's very entertaining. Keep me entertained, dance monkey.
Gary, I'll shoot you a message later. We'll talk.
All right, cheers.
All right. All right, where am I at here? Jedi Master 677 says, "Did you see the amputee lightsaber prosthetic? That dope. I have not seen that. I don't think I've seen that. Hi all. Can't wait for the Cats movie to come out for memes. I have still not watched this trailer. Mahler, have you seen it?
Oh my. I didn't realize what I was getting into. It would have been funny to see my face. It was like, oh jeez. And then it doesn't stop. Like it continuously, like there's fat ones for some reason. It's all very strange. I don't know what they're doing. And I am genuinely curious if general audiences are going to be able to accept it or if they're going to be freaked out or not. I don't know.
I may have to do a reaction for it. I was on the road. Like I said, I was out in California, so is it that bad?
Well, let's just put it this way. Record yourself watching it. And if you don't react in any interesting way, throw it. But if you do, well, it'll be fun for your fans to check it out.
Fair enough. I guess I'll have to jump on that. Wolfman Jack says, random question, but what's a movie you've never seen but everybody recommends? A specific movie that I've never seen but everybody recommends. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I think that's the name of it. I've never seen it.
It's an Edgar Wright movie. It's very stylistic and fun, and you'd probably like it, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, and everybody recommends it. What about you?
I typically, because of the line of work I'm in, typically see any movie that is relatively recommended. There's a couple of older ones that I haven't seen. I don't think I ever saw The Sound of Music.
I don't think I've seen that one either. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's like classic films that are like. There are some that I'm supposed to see, like the pillars of cinema. It's like, yeah, there's a few I'm missing. There's a lot of films in general I'm missing, and a lot of new ones keep coming out that get recommended. Like, oh, what's something? I mean, Shaft. That's been recommended a couple times. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen it in a human amount of movies, but yeah, there's definitely some out there. I just have to go and look at lists and stuff.
Yeah, I think Scott Pilgrim's the one that gets recommended to me the most and I've never seen, and it's in my wheelhouse, so I probably should watch it.
Oh yeah, Brie Larson is in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Rhino 4563, JJ will lose my ish if you guys I guess that's Jay. Jay, I will lose my ish if you guys come to New York City Comic Con. I have passes for Thursday and Friday. We will so wreck stuff. The con is at the J Voots Convention Center on the west side. You guys better go. All right, I will look into press passes. I don't know if I can get press passes this late in the game, but I'll look into it. Jedi Master 677. I am now out of money and questions. Good day, lads. Well, thank you, Jedi Master 677. And by the way, I want to make this point clear. Jedi Master 677 is a person that enjoys the sequel trilogy and continues to watch our content. I appreciate that and supports us through financially. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome. Albert Nada, on my original Albert Nada channel, I talk about the hypocrisy of the Me Too movement. It is the most hypocritical thing. It truly is the most hypocritical thing. There's no doubt about that. Jeff the Iron Wolf, Jeremy, thanks for the retweet on the Lion King tweet. No problem, man. Always here to help. Wolfman Jack, Milnor got destroyed and it's in pieces. We're left in the middle of nowhere. Does this mean Thor is going to give away his axe he nearly died for, like he gave away his position as king? I don't know, man. The way he gave away his position as king is garbage. You know what I mean? And everything.
Looking back, I really could have gone for like a dark Thor. Like over those 5 years, he became a sort of hardcore ruler that didn't, take any. Like he did everything he could to make sure everything worked perfectly, but he lost all of his like ability to joke around, maybe. But he didn't get fat and then lose interest in being king. There's a lot of ways you can take the story, and when you watch a film, sometimes you're overblown by the idea that's like this is where it went, and then once you've calmed down enough, you can be like, man, they could have gone in so many directions. And this is the one we got. It's like, because I think you probably know that a shit ton of people were very upset with the film. Oh, apparently that was Critical Drinker had that idea. I haven't seen your video on Endgame. I saw your Far From Home one. I talked to you about it. Yeah. The thing is, I don't think we want to take away Happy Thor because people really like Happy Thor. But man, would it have been cool to have him be like, kind of scary in terms of he gives no shit anymore.
Yep.
Like kind of like he was when he killed Thanos when he chopped his head off. You get a moment of like shit.
Yeah.
Like Thor's not fucking around anymore.
More, I did enjoy Endgame. I really did. But the further I get away from it, the further I do have not major problems, but a lot of things that aggravate me. You know what I mean?
John Wick Thor. Yes, John Wick Thor.
Antsit says, recent saw a few episodes of the. Oh, wait, I got that one already. Did you? Oh, you sent it again. Okay, saw a few episodes of The Boys. If Voight equals Disney, makes it comedy gold. Total SJW CEO of Voight is. Yeah, I read that one before. I don't know why you resent that one. You didn't have to. But I appreciate it. Billy Ritchie, gents, what's your take on the Chinese financing our movies lately? They seem to be the only ones that aren't heavy woke or woke at all. I don't know enough about that to have an educated opinion. What about you?
On what? Sorry.
Says, what's your take on the Chinese financing our movies lately? They seem to be the only ones who aren't heavy woke or woke at all.
I don't know enough about that.
Yeah, I mean, are you saying because China, the box office at China is elevating a lot of these movies? I don't know. I don't really understand I don't understand exactly how you're asking that. So my apologies. So Billy, if you want to send in a regular chat, I'll see if I can see it in the chat. I don't want you to have to send another super chat to clarify but my apologies on that. Hi all, did you hear about the man tries sitting in anti-med spreading chair, immediately crushes his balls? You seen that?
I don't need to. We call this cause and effect. Man spreading's not a thing. We have a biology that prevents us from being able to snap our legs shut constantly.
Yep.
And so if you create a chair that forces you to do that, something bad's gonna happen.
These motherfuckers are so stupid, man.
Man spreading.
So fucking. How do you get this way, Mahler? How does this happen to people?
Well, just like when I heard about mansplaining, I was like, what's that? It's like when someone condescendingly talks down to you about how you don't understand something. I was like, oh, what's that got to do with men? It's like, it's when men do it. It's like, okay. But women do that too. I don't understand why. We're going to just put man at the beginning of every bad word.
Yep.
You're being very mangry, okay?
Mangry.
It's when you're angry, but you're also a man.
God damn, man. These people are just insane. They really are. Tyler Preston, speaking of which, Eric Taxon made a video about Love, Death, and Robots, and he said it was sexist. He even said the male gaze in it. I don't know Eric Taxon. Do you know Eric Taxon?
He's pals with Jack Saint.
Oh, okay. Well, that says a lot about him then. I'll have to check that out. Sounds right up my alley. Somebody I can laugh at. So, Zach Gilbert, Mahler, you're probably the only one on YouTube who can keep my head above water when I'm drowning in this ocean of stupid. Wolf's my favorite N-word, but you're my favorite massive.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's just full EFAP references. We got one coming on Sunday. It's gonna be great. We got. Have you ever? Do you know anything about Voxis? Ever heard of that channel?
What's this?
So it's Professor Tosspot is the character. He's on a channel called Voxis Productions. You ever heard of him?
Never heard of that.
He's been our guest once before. He's coming on Sunday. He's a barrel off. So you should have him guest on your show sometime. He's a puppet. You should actually, you know what? You should just check out the channel. It's good stuff. I wonder if anyone in chat knows him.
All right, let's check that out.
He's got the persona of a crusty old man reviewing things. It's very fun. The blessed pipeman, indeed.
Where are we at? Unhinged Crank. Good Time is a great film. Robert Pattinson. Haven't seen it, but I'm gonna have to see some Robert Pattinson films because of him being Batman, and I need to have my mind changed. Let's see. Aaron C, you and Gary run into people that work in the entertainment business much at San Diego Comic-Con. Were they aware of the Phantom Menace or against it? Well, Gary kind of answered that question. He spoke with Garrett. He spoke directly with Seth MacFarlane. I was there when the phone call came in, and we were at the Orville experience. And Seth expressed his the fact that he's seen Geeks and Gamers and he's aware of Gary. And so pretty cool stuff, man. Thomas Gilkey, let's get proper to 1,000. His videos are made with passion. His This Week in BS is pure brilliance. Why aren't you subbing to him as Beyond Me? We're getting him there. He's almost there. Comrade Commodore, I give up on YouTube notifications. We'll definitely listen for sure tomorrow. Damn it. I'm sorry to hear that. Why of all people, like you're on all of my live streams and you're always having notification problems. I don't understand that. So frustrating. Comrade Commodore again. Also, since you're both here, thanks for the free content, guys. You keep me entertained throughout my workday, and you're always super supportive, Comrade Commodore. So thank you so much. James Moore. We wanted Beta Ray Bill. God damn it. I don't know what that means. Beta
He's
Ray.
A character in. Is it Marvel?
Beta Ray
Comics?
Bill.
Beta Ray Bill. Yeah. I don't know enough about it myself.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick Google.
All right. Titus Muller says, for real, what do y'all think Kevin Feige is thinking? I think he's thinking that he has to do what his bosses tell him to do. That's kind of, what I'm looking at from there. So,
he's a comic books character for Marvel, and apparently he's in Thor's series of comics.
All right. I never read Thor growing up, so I never read Thor comics. Claver says, just join. How much did you miss? A lot. You've missed a lot with me and Gary and Mahler this whole time. But it's all good. The Phantom Menace, 927 subs. Jeremy, thank you. Can we get to 1K today? So the Phantom Menace and Proper Jeremy are closing in on 1,000 subs. Get those guys to 1,000 subs. Aaron C, what's left to go woke now? Conan the Barbarian? There's a few things out there. I'm kind of scared to say the name.
Back to the Future, Gremlins.
G.I. Joe. Oh, it scares me. It scares me to even think. Like, could you imagine?
It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
I know. Could you imagine G.I. Joe existing in this climate and like being all about, tough military men? Oh, what they would do to G.I. Joe. Motherfucker. Oh, God. So bad. So bad. Zach Gilbert, Mahler, what time Sunday approximately in U.S. time?
Well, 7 p.m. BST. And I think typically, all I assume with American time zones is just -6 hours. So it's like 1 p.m.-ish you guys' time, something like that.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was reading the chat.
7 p.m. BST. So whatever time zone you guys are in, just reflect it on Google. Just search your time zone compared to Britain. So 7 p.m. my time, which means it's probably around 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. you guys' time.
Okay.
Afternoon, so.
Neo Valentine says, Jeremy, they already went after G.I. Joe in the comics. Really? I haven't read G.I. Joe comics in forever. I got several here at the house with their old school ones. Zach Gilbert, Jeremy, you haven't seen Eric Texon's face. There's no amount of money I wouldn't trade places with you. Oh, that's funny. That's good. Titus Mahler says, Mahler, reaction to the D&D backing out of Comic-Con.
Oh, that's just golden, though, isn't it?
It is.
Did you see Seth Rogen commenting on it?
I didn't.
So I can't remember if it's brought up or not, but like basically Seth Rogen just takes several shots at them. He's like, you can ask us about our TV show. I mean, we showed up, so we probably have more respect for our own fans than they do, or something like that. He said a whole bunch of things. It was like a top Reddit thread. It was really funny.
Nice.
And I think everyone knows why they didn't show up. It's obvious. They didn't want to have to field questions from people or talk about the fact that their show is in ruins thanks to their incompetence. Like, who would want to do that? It makes sense. When I heard that they were going, I was like, no way. And I think Gary said it as well. He was like, yeah, that's kind of something I can respect. And then they didn't. It's just like, okay, well, there you go.
And it was say, Jeremy, you pronounced my name wrong. Klavier. Clavier Gavin. I don't know. That's the best I can do. But yeah, and they did it like the day before. You know what I mean? It was bad. Like you would have been better off just never announcing that. You know what I mean? Just never announcing that in the first place. That's what you should have done.
Yeah, maybe they just like didn't think it through. They were like, oh yeah, this is what we always do. Oh, actually, considering what happened.
So bad. Wolfman Jack says, can you imagine a Transformers reboot going woke, considering the Michael Bay films were as unwoke as you can get? They were unwoke. They don't mean they were good, but at least they were unwoke, which I still like the first Transformers. The rest of them are awful.
Yeah, I think most people agree that the first one isn't like terrible or anything. It's just kind of meh. It's fine. But the rest of them, like everything starts to tank.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just because something is not woke doesn't mean it's automatically good. But I can at least appreciate a bad movie that's not based around identity politics versus a movie that's bad because of the identity politics. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's what it is. Hi, all says G.I. Joe movie would now be like the Navy joke. I think a G.I. Joe movie. I mean, they are working on a Snake Eyes movie, which scares the living hell out of me because Snake Eyes is probably the most iconic G.I. Joe character.
That's probably why they're doing it then.
Yeah, and they did a great job with Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow in the G.I. Joe movies, even though those G.I. Joe movies were terrible. I mean, they were terrible. But they did a good job.
I saw the first one. I don't think I saw the second one.
I like the second one more. As a G.I. Joe fan, I definitely like the second one more, but it's still got a lot of problems, but I prefer the second one more than the first one. We're almost at 1,000 likes. I haven't been pushing the smash the melee button, but smash the melee button if you don't mind. That is a simple request from a simple man, and it's also a long request from a long man, being Mauler. So smash the melee button. Let's get us up to 1,000 likes. Yeah, I would say this. The second one's far better. The first one has Channing Tatum as Duke, which pisses me off beyond belief because it's offensive on every level. The Duke is such a great character in G.I. Joe, and Channing Tatum does such a terrible job. They ruined Cobra Commander so much in the first G.I. Joe movie. They did better with him in the second one. They had The Rock in the second one, and the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow element was still awesome in the second one, but both of them have a lot of problems. So it is what it is. And we're almost up to 1,000 likes. We're probably going to wrap this up soon. I know Mauler's going to have to run really, really soon. I've got to still record some videos and everything. Zach Gilbert says, Mauler, will Wolf and Rags be there? I don't know what the emojis he's using is.
Rags will be there. Wolf can't make it, but Wolf will be there the following EFAP. He's back. He's just gotten lots of work opportunities, so he hasn't been able to make the last few. Okay. But he'll be back.
Somebody said, what did I think of the Pacific Rim movies? I watched the first Pacific Rim. I did not watch the second one. I liked the first one. Okay. It was fine. I don't know about the second one. Have you seen the Pacific Rim movies?
Yes. Someone I know quite well, IRL, worked on the second one a lot. And he was like, he worked on like the special effects and stuff, like nothing to do with the writing. And he was like, what do you think? And I was like, it looked good. It looked great. It looked good. And he was like, it looked good? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what do you think of, the film? And I was like, it's so awkward to sort of say, just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But it looked great. It looked great.
It was fine. I mean, I wasn't expecting much from it, but it was all right. I think I've watched it once and I'm never going to watch it again. And I really didn't want to see the second one with John Boyega. I really didn't want to see that one at all.
I've almost forgotten the plot now, but they like kind of retcon what the purpose of the kaiju were. They're trying to get like to the top of Mount Fiji or something. I can't remember why. That's their whole goal. They want to transfer over and do that, and then there's like a Superman. It was bad.
I think John,
like,
I think John Boyega got a little bitter because I think he was thinking he was like this big time, like next Denzel Washington or something, because he was in Star Wars, and then he was thinking he was like this megastar, and then Pacific Rim 2 comes out and it completely tanks, and he was like, "Fucking Star Wars fans, support us," you know. I mean, I think
didn't he say something like he wants to share stories about like behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah.
What's everyone's assumption on that? Because is he just trolling, or is he like?
I think everybody, there's a lot of wishful thinking that comes with that. I believe most people are hoping that he's ready to drop a lot of receipts on a lot of the problems behind the scenes. That's what people's hopes are. I don't know if that's what my expectation is, but that seems to be what everybody's expectation is, that he's going to drop a lot of you know, dirty laundry per se. I hope it happens.
I just wouldn't. I would expect Disney to be like, sign this contract that sells your soul away to be able to say anything bad.
I mean, it would be career suicide for him to do this. I mean, you are pretty much an unknown actor, and now the sequel trilogy is over, regardless of how bad it is. Coming and airing out all of this stuff against Disney and Lucasfilm would not be a good career move. It will be a good move from me and my channel to cover it.
Yeah, we'll appreciate it. Like, it'll inform a lot of what we assume is going on, but you know.
Oh man. Albert Nada says, why wasn't wrestler Sergeant Slaughter in the G.I. Joe films? Channing didn't like being in G.I. Joe. I think Sergeant Slaughter, the wrestler, is he's too old probably to have a significant role. He would have to have been like an elder statesman of sorts if they put him in the G.I. Joe movies. Obviously, if we would have went back to the mid 80s or early 90s, he would have been able to play a really significant role probably. But I would say that's probably why. I mean, Sergeant Slaughter is pretty old these days. I don't think he could have made any significant impact in the film at all. So I would say that's why. Zach Gilbert says, BS, I know that Massive is just planning a pizza party.
Wolf likes his pizza. There's so many memes with Wolf has pizza now. I think he regrets ever telling people that he eats pizza like during the streams.
Pizza's amazing, man. I might eat pizza tonight just because you made that super chat. Damn it. I might just do that.
Pizza is good.
It is good. The Modalist says, the politics of social movements that have happened that led up to this video title have proven the Fandom Menace, Comicsgate, Gamersgate, and MGTOW philosophy correct. You are 100% on that. I guess I'll do a quick update. So, it's been a while since I showed you guys. So this was why the reason I went live. This is why was this article right here. This nonsense right here. Now that we've got a female Thor, let's topple every pale, male, and stale superhero character we can. On point every time I say this. Every time I say this, I tell you guys, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And I know that's an old saying, but it is so true in these situations. You can't give in on these people because they're not looking for compromise. They're not looking for compromise at all. They are looking for special treatment, and they're looking to win. It's an endless rabbit hole of victimization is what it is. And, I'm not going to read all the article, but the point I keep talking about is this one right here, where we're stepping out of the shadows, and if we can step on our male predecessors along the way, all the better. Boom, right there. Now, you can never please these people. It's never going to happen. Don't try. Don't ever try, because you will never, ever win this battle. And that's the whole point that I try to make. Hang on. You missed a second super chat, you massive. Did I? Hang on. Oh, there we go. The 1980s animated G.I. Joe and Transformers movies are fucking beautiful. Go watch them. You're goddamn right they are. You're damn right they are. Me personally, the animated G.I. Joe movie from the 80s is one of my favorite movies of all time. I remember being a kid collecting G.I. Joes. That was back in the day when you had, Blockbuster Video, a movie gallery, and places like that. You didn't have the internet. So the kids in the neighborhood, there was a certain group of kids in the neighborhood that had seen G.I. Joe the movie. And then I was part of the group that hadn't seen it yet. So I was kind of always at the mercy of them talking about, no, in the movie this happened. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, because I hadn't seen it. So they always got to tell me that. So one day, every day when my mom would come home, we were hoping she would come home from Movie Gallery or Blockbuster with the G.I. Joe movie, and it never happened. And then one day, I'm like I'm across the neighborhood, and it's almost like it's kind of like in the movies where word starts traveling. You know, one person went to the next door neighbor, and it kept pass it down, and it finally got to me, and they're like, your mom just brought G.I. Joe the movie. And we were like all freaking out, what? And take off running across the entire neighborhood. We run in there, and it was like sitting there with the light beaming down on it. It was one of the great moments of my childhood where we see G.I. Joe the movie, and we watched it, and it was like Christmas Day. And I love that movie so much. I have it on Blu-ray, and I try to watch it often. Love it so fucking much. So yeah, Yo Joe for sure. Titus Moeller says, most anticipated MCU film at this point.
Are we allowed to only the ones that are confirmed, or?
Yeah, probably Blade for me. Blade's really the only one I'm really looking forward to.
I can tell you, I've heard it's PG-13, which puts me off. Yeah. I'll give it a shot regardless, but that puts me off. Though, like, we haven't got Guardians 3 confirmed. If we did, it would be that, but we don't. So probably Doctor Strange 2, just because they described it as a horror film, and I actually feel like I quite like Doctor Strange's character at this point, so I'm interested to see what he's going to do next. And, you know, we don't have garbage attached to it in any way, shape, or form right now, I don't think. It seems to be okay. He seems to be like, who knows, you know? I'm hoping, right, that each of these things have a trailer. I'll watch it, and then I'll decide, you know? It's as simple as that. And I'm hoping the trailer for that's really good, and I go, yeah, I'm excited to a degree.
Yeah.
Because, man, I don't know about you, but Phase 4 just seems thin. It's
it seems very thin. Seems very thin. It seems like it's almost it feels like, and again, you know, it makes sense because of after what happened with Endgame, but it kind of feels like a soft reboot of sorts. It's not, you know what I mean? But it kind of feels like they're having to start things over a little bit.
Yeah, like they're rebuilding their groundwork now.
Right. And it doesn't feel like they have any heavy hitters in that. So I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Imagine they actually have to rely on Spider-Man to like save it all when he's not even their property at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty damn funny, actually. So,
like, what do you think Captain Marvel 2 will be able to gross? Like, how well do you think that'll do?
The number that jumps out to me is 500 million tops. You know, half of what the first one did. It still has the MCU. It's still going to have insane, marketing from Disney. I would think 500 million tops, more along the lines of maybe around 450. And if that's the case, I mean, it's going to be 50% of a drop. That's huge. You know what I mean? So that's
I'm curious if it'll like not survive, and I'm curious if they're going to be seen. They're going to be like, oh fuck, we shouldn't have put all our eggs in the Captain Marvel basket.
I heard that. Where are we at? Hi, all says, would love some pineapple pizza. You are banned from hate speech. Just kidding, but I can't do pineapple pizza. Can you do pineapple pizza, Mahler?
I don't like pineapple, so putting it on one of my favorite things ever is probably not the thing I'd want to do.
I heard that. Albert Nada, boycott Wonder Woman 1984 because Wonder Woman was woke and unnecessarily wink wink. I don't know.
Oh, right. There was a discussion about this, right, with you and Anna, I think.
Well, no, there was. I mean, it was just one specific point in the movie that she and I had a minor disagreement on. But I love the movie overall, and so does she. But no, it was just that one point in the
definitely the best in the DC. Well, actually, I don't know. You probably think Aquaman is the best, do you? Or?
No, Wonder Woman. Oh,
okay.
Oh yeah, definitely Wonder Woman. I love the movie. I don't think there's any kind of wokeness in that movie at all. The discussion with me and Anna was simply about the flirtatious aspect of those two on the boat. That was it. But I love that movie, and I do not think for a second that it had any wokeness in it, and I don't think most people do. I loved it though. Mo Delicious says, cast Goldberg or Steve Austin as Sergeant Slaughter. Maybe scour the Marine Corps drill field for a drill instructor like R.E. Emery. Yeah, I would love to see. I mean, I like Stone Cold. Obviously, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. I like Goldberg. I wouldn't like one of those guys to play the role of Sergeant Slaughter. I would rather have an unknown play that role, if anything. Proper Jeremy says a PG-13 Blade is like a PG-13 Die Hard, useless. I agree. I mean, I want to see it. I still want to see it because I've been waiting for Blade, and I'm interested to see what direction they're going to take this. Go ahead, Mahler.
Because I'm trying to think to myself, like, what do I think about the idea of Blade being PG-13? I'm like, I don't know. Thing is with Buffy, right? It's a show all about vampires. It's pretty much PG-13, and yet there's blood, there's death. I think they might be able to. They need to change the tone for sure from your typical Marvel movie. They need to make it more serious. You know what? I'll give it a shot, depending on what they do with the trailer. If they want to go goofy route with Blade, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. They got a big shoes to fill, man, because Blade is the first Blade is awesome. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I really want to rewatch it. I've seen it several times, though. Wolfman Jack says, I personally think an MCU Blade sounds like the worst thing ever. The MCU's LOL, it's so silly, please laugh style of writing wouldn't fit with the Blade reboot, especially since the original exists. I don't disagree with anything you said. I don't.
I mean, if they're branching out and they actually want to make a horror movie in the MCU, I assume... Are they allowed to make an R-rated? I don't know.
It's weird, man, because if you would have asked me after Phase 1, if you would have asked me that they would have done shows like Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Punisher, I would have been like, there's no way they'll include that in the MCU. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they did. So maybe?
Let's hope for the best. I don't know.
Yeah, but I agree overall with what Wolfman Jack said. I want to read that one more time because I do think it's a very good point. He says, I personally think an MCU Blade sounds like the worst thing ever. The MCU's LOL is so silly, please laugh style of writing wouldn't fit with the Blade reboot, especially since the original exists. I think he's 100% spot on.
It won't be the same for sure.
I mean, as much as I'm saying I'm looking forward to that movie, all things considered, I 100% agree with his comment. There's no doubt about it. All right. Zach Gilbert says, subject matter for EFAP on Sunday, please. Or Sunday. Any slow, gnawed...
tonals? There might be tonals.
Favorite in my opinion. All right. I had to read that out for you.
I can't promise what we're covering because I never know exactly what we will cover on the night because it depends how long we take to get through everything, but possibly we're covering him. He's definitely going to be covered at some point. Certainly I'm looking forward to the 24-hour thing because we're just gonna, it might even have we'll cover everything in the 24-hour one. We're considering doing one video per all of the worst offenders of EFAB, looking into it, and maybe do a poll for the audience. Who do they think is the greatest EFAB villain?
Nice.
The ones that we've covered.
Nice. I like it. That sounds awesome. Hi, Al says, pineapple pizza turned people into SJW food credit. I have never tried it, never thought about trying it, and never will try it. There's no way I can do it. And it's a very divisive topic. People get really worked up when you bring up pineapple on pizza. Dark Gavel, Disney should remake the Ewok movies. Throw away the original script and write one to make James Cameron proud. I mean, there's no possible way to screw it up. Rock bottom, right? At this point with Star Wars, where it's at, there is no way you can screw it up. It is so bad. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Nothing they can do at this point can make it worse. So might as well. You know what I mean? We're already at rock bottom. Crash it and burn it. Bring Creed in to sing the opening crawl. I'm good with it. Time travel is going to happen, I think. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, Mahler, obviously 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, what do you think the possibility of the time travel element to the point of what Mike on Red Letter Media said is possible?
Oh, likelihood of it happening? I don't take it that seriously, but I have to remind myself anything is possible. So I guess I'd put it at a 4. Okay. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I don't deny that it very much could.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Also, I need to pop out now. I've gotten the message. It took him like 2 hours longer than expected, but hey, there we go.
All right, cool, man. Well, Mahler, it's always a pleasure to have you here, man. And so just enjoy the rest of your day and keep me posted on that EFAP deal. And
yeah, we'll do. I'll definitely sort out some kind of group message or just send everybody messages individually. It's gonna be fun. And yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's been good.
Yeah, man. Good talking to you, man. Have a good day.
See ya.
All right, bye. All right, Wolfman Jack says Wonder Woman was average. Shazam is the best DC movie. I still haven't seen Shazam, so I can't speak on that for sure. Again, thanks again, Mahler. It's always awesome to have him here. But yeah, I think Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman is far more above average than me. I'll say that. All right. Titus Muller, do you think Florence Pugh will be the new Black Widow? I don't know. I Googled that name when you sent it in. I don't know any of it. Like, is she in it? I don't know much about her, so I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you. Albert Nada, my monologue while I'm boycotting Wonder Woman 1984 Part 2, fandom ends explains my perspective. So you are very much anti-Wonder Woman 1984. And I understand that, and I respect that. I totally do. Let me see. I got a feeling Jeremy and all of you are dismissing my comments. Why? I don't know. Why would you think that? Why would you think that? I have no idea. Yeah, but as far as Wonder Woman 1984, I hate that you're boycotting it, but if that works for you, man, that works for you. You know, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money for sure, but I enjoy the first Wonder Woman, and I'm looking forward to the second Wonder Woman. I think Gal Gadot is fantastic Wonder Woman. I think she's awesome in the role. I think she completely owns that role, and I look forward to seeing her reprise that role. I question why you boycott 1984. The Real Jones says, well, that's not me, but Albert Nada, if you're in the chat, you can answer that. Let me see. Cruel Sorrow says, hi, Jeremy. Hi, Cruel Sorrow. How are you? I'm probably, I don't know how much longer I'll be live, but hey, it's 2 days in a row, okay? 2 days in a row, okay? I haven't gone live in a long time, but here we are. Proper Jeremy is almost up to 1,000 subs, so that would be cool if we can make that happen before we end this live stream. Why am I signed out of my YouTube channel? That doesn't make any sense. Sign me out of my own YouTube channel, and I don't know why. Do not know why that would happen. All right. Sean Hanna says you're doing God's work, Jeremy. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Live stream. I'm so happy you guys love, I love my car videos. I love doing the car videos, and I love the enthusiasm behind it. So thank you for all of that. I do appreciate it. I think we're going to wrap this bad boy up right now. Again, if you're just joining us, we had Gary from Nerdrotic on here. We had Mahler on here, and it was a great discussion. We made a few announcements about some upcoming things that are going on with Geeks and Gamers. Obviously, I've got Sports Wars that I'm going to be working really hard on. We've got a lot in the works. I don't know how I'm going to be able to manage everything I have going on. I think we're going to have about 12 people total on the Sports Wars team when it's all said and done for the YouTube channel. That's along with me managing everything that I have going on with the Geeks and Gamers channel, plus the website, plus everything else we have going on. There's a lot in the works. So all of the support that you guys show me, show Geeks and Gamers, is appreciated. If you can, go to our Subscribe Star account. It should be in the, I don't know, can I drop it here? Let's see. Give me a minute. If you have not yet, please support us on Subscribe Star. Why did that not work? Boom, right there. So if you haven't yet, support us on Subscribe Star. It definitely helps out the channel. What's the sports channel? Sports Wars. Let me get it for you real quick before we wrap this up. There's a Sports Wars link right there. Lucy says, thank you, Jeremy. Have a nice day. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lucy. Let me see. I don't know. This Gavin person is really upset that I haven't pronounced his name correctly. You must be new to the Geeks and Gamers channel. But I'm sure proper Jeremy will be able to pronounce your name correctly. So make sure you subscribe to proper Jeremy. Other than that, yeah, we're going to wrap it up. Oh, hang on. Zach Gilbert says, ever going to invite any of the other EFAPers? Having Wolf and Rags on would be awesome. I've had Wolf and Rags on the channel. We actually had them on along with all of the High Council one night. We had the EFAP crew and the High Council on all in one night. It was pretty awesome. So, yeah. But anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for supporting on Subscribe Star. Thank you for the joining button for the new members that have joined. Thank you for everything. Subscribe to Proper Jeremy. He's 47 subs away. 47 away from 1,000, okay? And we almost got him there. The Fandom Menace channel is closing in on 1,000 subs. That is awesome. Other than that, thank you guys. Have a great day. Live video, and we will talk to you later.